ghetto. Deep under the ghetto. To the ghetto. Deep under the ghetto. Mosey on by. To the ghetto. Deep under the ghetto. To the ghetto. Deep under the ghetto. Mosey on by. Gas loaded in. AC blasting. Deep under the ghetto. Now, I don't love going out of home, but deep under the ghetto. They heard it's like prostitution in the streets. Deep under the ghetto. Getting corroborated, but that's what I hear. So deep under the ghetto. To the ghetto. Deep under the ghetto. To the ghetto. Deep under the ghetto. Mosey on by. To the ghetto. Deep under the ghetto. To the ghetto. Deep under the ghetto. Mosey on by. I don't say I'm gonna do something than not to do it. Deep under the ghetto. Ask Vegas yourself, Sherry. He's coming with me. Deep under the ghetto. The shithole apartment in New Jersey. Deep under the ghetto. The Ethiopian dealer was in love with me. Deep under the ghetto. To the ghetto. Deep under the ghetto. To the ghetto. Deep under the ghetto. Mosey on by. To the ghetto. Deep under the ghetto. To the ghetto. Deep under the ghetto. Mosey on by. That's a fucking good song. Me and DJ Dabbles probably make some fucking money with that song. Fucking hell.
That's the Duke. I know the sound of his engines. Don't cross the Duke. Everybody knows that.
Well, not everybody. Let me get this thing. He doesn't go any further there. There we go. Green screen. Here, let's get my old green screen back, shall we? Like the old one. Because, you know, I am still a resident of the state of California. And contrary to popular belief, I have to be a resident of still of California for a variety of reasons. Contrary to popular belief, I'm not a resident at my mom's address. But don't worry about that. I'll address all that later. It's going to be a long show today. Why? Because I have a guest I am incredibly psyched about. And we've been waiting. And on, I believe, maybe I'm wrong, but on the birthday of his father, he decided to come on this show. And I am honored and both proud to bring on Michael Caputo. Hey, Mike.
How you doing, John? It's been a long time.
Yeah, it has been a long time. So for everybody who doesn't know, Pat Cooper's real name was Pasquale Caputo.
Pasquale Vito Caputo. Yep.
See, I remember these things, Mike. and this is the star of the great saga on the Stern Show was all in Pat Cooper's family.
Family Feud.
And it includes you, Michael. And I know you said you emailed me that clip, so I should play it.
I emailed, play it if you want, play it. It's on your phone also.
Okay. Okay, hold on. Sorry, I'm a little late. I was getting dicked over at the gym. I don't see it on this one. Is it on the other one?
On the email, you sent me the link to this show. It's also on your text message.
Oh, I have it. Wait. Oh no, that's the legend. Hold on. Okay, here it is. Okay, so I'll now play this. So I'll just let you know. That, Michael. So, I went to the drugstore and I got so dicked over today. I had to go back there
4 times because between the doctors and the drugstore, they couldn't figure it out. So when I left at 11 a.m. this morning, I didn't get out of the drugstore fiasco till 1 p.m. to get my meds that I need because I'm on a benzo for OCD, and if I don't take it, I'll have a seizure.
Right.
And then I went to the gym because I got to go to the gym because I got to do that for the ladies. You know what I mean, Michael?
Right. I get it.
So here is the famous bit, all in Pat Cooper's family. I remember this all like it was yesterday. Granted, I have elephant's memory, but I do remember. I remember the whole thing. So here we go.
Coming this fall, a brand new TV program. What do you get when you reunite an overly sensitive Catskill comedian?
Because it's none of your business what I do on a stage. That's my profession.
A son he hasn't seen in quite a while.
Kiss my ruck. Kiss my butt.
I don't say that.
Because I know you're not the kind of guy to do that. So you go which way the wind shifts.
You know what kind of guy I am because I haven't been around for 32 years.
A daughter abandoned moments after birth.
You left me in a hospital. I was 2
I
weeks
left you.
old.
Who told you?
I was 2 weeks
Who
old.
told you that?
Let me,
Who told you that?
let me just
Who
ask
told
you
you
that.
that?
Were you there?
Answer my question. Who told you that?
There when I was
Listen,
growing
how'd you
up?
believe
Were
that?
you there for any one of my birthdays?
No.
Did you ever give me a birthday gift?
No.
No. Were you there for my confirmation,
No.
communion, and graduation?
I was never there.
And a mom who thought he was a bum.
Mike, I love you.
Well, I've never heard that before.
All right, so you may never hear again.
He's a firm dad who knows how to discipline with a sense of humor.
Look, all of a sudden now, he wants me to kiss his ass. I ain't going to do it. I don't give a damn who he is.
For what? For what?
You see?
Sit in on the family finances.
With all your money was $65 a week. That's what you did.
That's what the court told me to give you if I'm making $90. If I'm making $90, love.
You weren't making 90.
I was making $90. Document tell me. Don't what you hear. You know something? I'm ashamed of you.
Financial advice that would embarrass H&R Block. Joel Siegel says it's a laugh riot.
Who told you that?
Liz Smith says you'll love Pat.
Who told you that?
Says it's a two-way street.
It's a two-way street. It's a two-way street. It's a two-way street. It's a two-way street.
Don't miss the fun.
Whoa.
Cooper Family, the story of an overly protective father.
There's someone who never hurt you. I never beat you. I never killed you. I never took anything out of your mouth. But you turn around and you're brainwashed, and your education by you telling me that I'm making a fool of your profession. You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Love.
When your ass jumped me on the street.
Respect.
Oh, I owe you for being born now.
Honor.
How much I owe you for food? How much I owe you for food? How much I owe you for clothes? How dare you insult my intelligence, mother dear? How dare you? I'm ashamed of you that you even want money off anybody. You ought to be ashamed. What are you going to do with your money? Take it.
I never will.
You ought to be ashamed of
You're the
yourself.
one that worry about it.
I don't worry about it. I earned mine, my dear mother. I earned it, and not by you.
So did I.
Then keep it. I don't want yours. Keep it. Give it to your grandkids. They deserve it.
Love, respect, and honor. 3 words that can't seem to find their way into the turbulent Pat Cooper family.
As far as I'm concerned, you don't have a daughter.
I don't want to have a daughter.
You have never done anything.
I don't want. Oh, I've never done nothing. I know.
When's the last time you seen your mother?
Huh?
When's the last time you seen your mother?
When she asked me to pay the back rent that I didn't know.
Don't miss. All in the Pat Cooper family. You'll love it.
Goodbye.
Those were the days, right, John?
Wow, unbelievable. And like how does it make you feel, when you hear that?
Well, I laugh. I still laugh at it, to be honest with you. But
And that's you on the tape, right?
Oh yeah, well they took bits and pieces from the 3 parts.
Yeah.
My grandmother called in with Pat's mother called in.
Yeah.
I called in first, then I got my sister to call in, Pat's biological daughter, and my grandmother, Pat's mother, called in last. And they pieced together, edited together, and they made a parody. I don't know who made it at Howard's show. I don't know who.
Oh no, it was us.
It was all of you guys, right?
Yeah.
It's genius. It's genius. It's
Yeah.
genius.
I mean, I didn't have anything to do with it, but it was Howard, Jackie, Fred, and Billy West probably.
Okay. But it's genius, and I still laugh at it. But overall, it makes me feel sad. It makes me feel very sad.
Yeah. No.
That's the family. and I love all of them in the picture.
Well,
You know?
here's the first question. There's so many questions. Let me just ask you a question. Now, did you see Pat after this whole fight? Did you guys ever talk again?
Well, we went out to lunch. That was the whole thing that Howard tried to put together. And we went out to dinner, me and my father. And I figured, well, this is great. Howard put us together and everything was going to be fine after that. And it turned out that, well, it wasn't. It just never evolved. It never happened.
But you're
It's like that for a long time.
But you're his biological son, correct?
He only has one son. That's me.
Yeah, because you look just
He only
like
has
him.
one biological. He only has one biological daughter. The other daughter is one that he adopted in 1970.
Okay. So now I went on the road with Pat Cooper. Well, just for one show, and believe it or not, I had Pat Cooper on this very podcast about 3 years ago with Tammy Pescatelli. When did your father pass?
He passed in 93.
93? No.
Last year, June
2023.
2023. Right.
I'm going, no. Unless I'm losing my mind. I had me and Tammy Pescatelli interviewed Pat because she was good friends with Pat.
Right. June 6th. No, June 6th, 2023.
And today was his birthday, correct?
No, July 31st is.
Oh, okay.
This show, this parody and this Howard Stern show, August 8th will be 35 years since the show.
Jesus.
35 years.
So after you had that lunch, did you ever talk to him again?
Not until about 7 years before he passed away.
And was it amicable?
And well, it was facilitated by somebody.
Who?
You really want to know?
Yeah.
Can I bring her on?
Yeah.
Hi, John. Remember me?
Hi, how are you?
Connor, nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
The last time I saw you was probably 2013 when out in LA with Jackie. You took us to the Leno show. Remember that?
Yeah. Holy shit.
So I'm his stepmother.
Oh, wow. Wow. You look beautiful.
Thanks.
You haven't aged.
Considering what I did, I got to tell you, in 2013, when I saw you the last time, I certainly never would have imagined in a million years I would be part of this family situation. Needless to say. Yeah. So, Michael, why don't you tell him the story about 2017?
Okay. So I went to visit my father's house. And I met my stepmother there. And, she must have knew some of the story, as everybody knew. And she facilitated me, and my father invites me up in his house. And we have this long father and son talk that I desired for so many years, for over 50 years. And that's when the relationship happened. But then I found out, he was going out back to Vegas and going to sell that condo that he had in the Manhattan. And I thought to myself, oh boy, you know what I mean? And then COVID hit, and then I wasn't able to see him anymore because everybody, I was able to speak with him on the telephone. So I got so many questions answered, John, that was like a puzzle all these years. And this woman, my stepmother here now, that's part of this family, my family now, is the one that helped pull me and my father together when nothing I've ever did in my life could ever do it.
Wow. Well, let me put her back on for a second.
Yeah, she's right here.
I'm going to give you a big hug. That's very kind of you to bring them back together.
Well, it wasn't easy. None of it was easy. I lived with Pat for the last 5 years during COVID. It was just the two of us. I don't know how I survived it, but we survived COVID, and we started an Instagram account for him, and we've been through a lot. But I was able to get him to talk to Michael, and I think Michael, you got a lot of questions answered that, and look, Pat mellowed out in the end. He really did. He was still Pat, and I tell people the good news is Pat is still Pat. The bad news is Pat is still Pat. No one would say. People would always say, so Emily, was he any different than, with you? I was like, not really. Nobody was really safe, but he was an interesting guy. There was no question. But how did
Pat, what was Pat's move? What was his first line to you that got you to fall in love with him?
He told me at one point, he said, I've been working on you. It was a long, I've known Pat since 2010. I met him at his book party at the Friars Club.
Oh, okay.
And he lived around the corner from me. After I broke up with Jackie, I moved back to my 180 West End Avenue apartment, which was right around the corner from Pat's apartment. And we spent a lot of time together just because it was fun. I'd go see him at the diner in the morning on the way to work. He'd get me all jazzed up because he would go to the same place every morning at 72nd and West End Avenue. And I'd pop in there for coffee. And, he was just fun. I mean, the guy was just fun to be around all the time. He'd get crazy, of course. But.
Who did you find to be funnier, Pat or Jackie?
Well, do I really need to answer that question? Pat Cooper was the funniest person I've ever met, naturally.
I know. Pat was a lot funnier than Jackie, I know.
Well, they're different. They're apples and oranges, basically, right? I mean, Pat would always say, I don't tell jokes. I am just funny.
Yeah.
Because people told him that for so many years. And it was the truth,
I saw him on stage, and the guy, it's like you just press the go button, and he goes, like the Energizer Bunny. It's just, he doesn't stop.
And he had triggers, too. If I'd say something, he'd misinterpret little things, and he'd just lose it.
What was his triggers?
You never knew. Well, family, and maybe. Well, maybe I would say something that would remind him something that his mother said, and then he'd just, But he had a huge heart, and I was lucky to be with him for so long. But now Michael and I are doing a lot for his legacy. For his birthday next week, the Brooklyn Botanic Gardens is laying down a stone for him. They're installing that.
Celebrity path.
Yeah, the celebrity path. And then for his birthday next week, we're doing a private event here in New York. I'm sorry you won't be here, at the Italian American Museum, which is reopening.
Oh,
and
nice.
Joe Piscopo is co-hosting it with me and Jimmy Webb's wife, Laura Savini. And
I might even be there because I have to file a counter. I got to do a counter lawsuit against some lunatic. So I might be there.
Next week?
It's next week?
Well, it's on his birthday. Yeah, it's going to
July
be
31st, Wednesday, next Wednesday.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
If you're around next Wednesday, just pop in, John. We'll be there. We'll let you right in.
Yeah.
It's a private event, and there will be security there, so nobody's getting in that's not invited.
Is Tammy Pescatelli coming?
I haven't heard back from her yet, but I'm going to follow up with her.
Because she loved Pat.
Oh, I know. I talked to her right after he died. Yeah, and I love her. She's great. We'll see if she's in town.
She's a doll. Do you know that her husband and I were good friends in Tony and Tina's wedding?
Oh, really?
Yeah,
No,
so I'm good friends with her husband. You know Luca?
No, I've never met him.
Oh, because he's a comedian as well, and he's pretty funny, but we were really good friends in Tony and Tina's wedding, and that's Tammy's husband.
Well, we'd always send Christmas cards back and forth and stayed in touch. And Pat loved her too. So, but we're doing a lot of stuff for his.
So is your last name Caputo?
My last name is Connor. Still.
John Connor, Emily Connor.
Emily Connor. Yeah. So
with an E,
E.
CONNER.
Yeah.
So I never changed my name to Caputo or Cooper, but people call me Emily Cooper now. So I just, I go along with it. But we're going to be in the San Gennaro feast. Michael and I are going to be in the procession in September in Las Vegas for Pat. And we're doing certain things for him for his legacy.
The IAM is going to hold this 3 months. They're going to do a host in the museum on Mulberry Street. They're going to feature everything about my father there. So if you next year, we don't know the months yet.
Yeah, because I want to go to at least one of these things.
Yeah.
Where was Pat born?
Brooklyn, New York.
Coney Island Hospital.
Jesus, so total Brooklyn boy.
But that's why they're doing the thing at the Brooklyn Botanical Garden. They're putting, because all the people that are born in Brooklyn, there's a celebrity path of all the people, and you can find them online, of all the celebrities that Pat's going to be along with there. And they're putting down his plaque, and we're going to be doing this next Monday at 11 in the morning.
Oh, that's awesome.
Brooklyn
people don't realize just how legendary Pat Cooper was. And for all these people in the chats, right, they don't. And Pat even did a episode of Seinfeld, if you remember.
One of the best ones. People mention it every week. I see them. It gets played a lot. I'll tell you. Yeah, but that was him. I just there was a memorial thing the other night for him, a music celebration in Las Vegas, and they played that clip, and I said, that was really Pat. He did that in one take. They said, this is the scenario. Here's your script. He kind of put the script aside and went out there, did it in one take, didn't even hang out, and just went home. That was him. He talked to me sometimes like that. I mean,
Wasn't he in a mob movie too?
Analyze this and analyze that.
That's right. That's right.
With De Niro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Did he like De Niro?
Yeah, he did not like him. De Niro wasn't exactly warm and fuzzy,
No, he's not. He's not.
Yeah.
Because I remember when De Niro was a guest on the Tonight Show, Jay couldn't, he didn't dislike him, but he couldn't handle him because he would never really talk. He would never answer questions, and he was.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that interview. He's not he doesn't get interviewed
It's
well.
pulling teeth when you talk to De Niro.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but we haven't, we're going to continue Pat's legacy as best we can without, he would not have particularly liked an over, too much hurrah about himself, because he was pretty humble when it came to his career, but I do have an Instagram account that we started, a verified account for him that we did. Like I said, we started it back during COVID. So we post things that we're doing on there. That's at the Pat Cooper. And my Emily's Las Vegas Instagram does a lot of his stuff too.
So anybody wanted to follow everything that's going on with Pat, so it's at the Pat Cooper on Instagram and at Emily's
Las Vegas.
Las Vegas.
Awesome.
So, look, I do want to continue not only the legacy of Pat, but the Rat Pack era and the music of that era. I'm very passionate about that.
Yeah.
So that's why I live in Vegas now, and that's where Pat and I lived for 6 years. We moved out there in 2018, which worked out really well.
Why did he? I know he told Howard, but why did he change? I know why. I pretty not much to guess the answer, but why did he change his name? Was it because of the Italian hate at that time?
It wasn't about the hate. His manager said the name Caputo is just not going to work for you well. But now, like with Sebastian Maniscalco, for example, I mean, it's not a problem.
No.
But his manager made him do that. He said, how about Cooper? Caputo is not going to work. Let's try Cooper.
It didn't bother Dom Herrera.
I guess.
So, and Andrew Dice Clay is always a fake Italian, isn't he?
Oh, yeah. Pat had some stories about that guy, but Pat had stories about everybody. And I had the privilege of riding in the car with him a lot in Vegas. We drove around. He would tell me stories, make me laugh. But Tom Cantone, do you know Tom Cantone from Mohegan Sun? He was a big booker in AC for many years. He told me, he said, Emily, you had the greatest, you had you had a ringside seat to the greatest show on earth. That was his big line that I thought kind of summed it up for me being with Pat.
I don't know what this means, but Dick is a good man. Thanks for the $5. Pat, I read some of your book. Your GMA sound like an awesome lady. I love how she gave it back to Pat as good as he gave it. What a spitfire. Do you know what he's talking about?
No. What's GMA?
Good Morning America?
Good Morning America?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Dick, yeah. I'm puzzled, and this guy's gonna just chip at me. My shitty internet provider thinks $2. Pat Cooper was a better father than me. Got it. Yeah. So, Michael, you said you had some ground, like something that you've never revealed before about Pat, that you were going to tell today.
Yeah.
What is it?
Emily?
Oh,
Emily. Yeah. Left me Emily.
Oh.
Now I got a stepmother.
Oh, that's
I got a family now. I got a family because all Pat's family's all, You know how Pat's family is. He told you who they were. So now I have a brand new family. I got a step grandmother, a step sister, and I got a step aunt, right?
Step aunt. My sister is a step aunt.
Yeah, she has a sister, step aunt, step grandmother, and a stepmother.
Well, congratulations, Mike.
I'm very happy. I'm very, very happy. I tell you.
And I'm happy that you got to end it on good terms.
Right.
Because it's funny. While I listened to how Pat never attended any of your graduations and anything, I'm sitting there going, I've attended every one of my kids' track meets, soccer matches, baseball games, softball games, award ceremonies, graduations, recitals, you name it. And then you have the other way around where,
Well,
Pat.
a lot of that, John, to be very honest with you, my father had met somebody in 1960. He was cheating on my mother when my mother was pregnant with my sister. And a lot of that distancing facilitated that. She tried to drive a wedge for 35 years between me and my father.
Why?
She kept him at it. Now, I know it takes two to tango, but she had a lot to do with it. So if I would call Vegas, she would always answer the call, say he wasn't there.
Why?
Because that's who she was.
Jesus.
That's who she was. Now I got a stepmother like this. So this is like an angel from God. My father's gone. She's gone. And, she had a lot to do with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And where do you live now?
I live in Brooklyn.
Oh, so you're in Brooklyn?
My father's remains will also be in Brooklyn at Greenwood Cemetery.
Oh,
We're
okay.
taking him out of Vegas. He's out of there now. And we'll be putting him in Greenwood, the famous Greenwood Cemetery, with the other celebrities that are buried there. And they have
ashes, you mean?
Yes, that's correct.
Oh, okay. Wow.
We've done a lot. We've done a lot the past 13 months.
Here's a question.
A lot of it's because of this woman right here.
Here's a question from Hunter Biden's crack pipe. Thanks for the fiber. Don't worry, all these guys are, they have all these crazy names.
It's okay. Let them ask me anything they want. I'm open to answer.
Mr. Caputo, has Shuli Agar tried to get you on his show?
No, I don't know who Shulegar is.
Nobody does. Whatever you do, don't go on Pat hated him.
Oh.
No. You know what it is? That's what I was telling you in the car earlier, Michael. I guess I had mentioned like a month ago, I'm going to have Pat Cooper's son on, and I'm very excited. And then Shuli, who did he did a stint on Howard Stern, but he didn't do anything besides weighing the excrement of two fat guys, whack packers. But then he was trying to get you on the show to stick it to me. And
nobody, I don't even know who the guy, nobody contacted me, John, except you. You're the only one that contacted me.
Oh, good. Okay. Because these guys just, I don't know if you notice, Emily, and Michael, there are about 22 shows every single day. Every hour of every minute of every second, whatever, that are doing shows, watching me and commenting about me. You would think I was De Niro. All they do is watch me. It's like, Michael, Emily, I know I'm fucking compelling, but I didn't know I was that compelling. How the fucking, I must be the, fuck that other guy. I am the most interesting man in the world.
Well, I think it's a form of jealousy or flattery. It should be flattered.
Yes.
That's why I wanted to give you the exclusive, John. Nobody got this exclusive. And the surprise to talk to Emily, because I knew you knew Emily.
Yeah, and time. See, I got to tell you, I got so many people tickets into the Tonight Show. So, I must have had people on the guest list every fucking show. People would ask me, and of course I would go out of my way and do that for people,
I remember hanging out with you, like you and Doug Goodstein and the group way back in the early 2000s, up on the Upper West Side at Jean-Luc, remember that joint? And, before I ever met Pat, and Jackie,
Well, then, how could that be? Like, before you met Pat and Jackie, how did I know you?
Because I was just, socially, or just around at parties and things. I remember.
Don't tell me I hit on you too.
Pat had the birthday party for.
She didn't answer.
I don't remember.
I don't remember either. I could see it, though.
Judith Regan. Remember, he had Judith Regan's birthday party up there. Howard and during that time.
Howard had the Judith Regan's party.
He had on the Upper West Side at a big restaurant, at that guy's restaurant.
Yeah, I always thought she was beautiful.
You see the guy that's on there now, Mr. Ditka?
Oh, Dicka's a good guy. Thanks for
He's
finally.
the one that connected me. He came to me. I didn't know who he was, so I said to him, "Well, you want me to call John up? Because I didn't know if he was real or not, or is this somebody's looking to So I said, well, if John really wants me on, tell John to call me and I'll do a show.
Yeah.
And that's how we got connected, John, to this gentleman right here.
No, he's a great guy. Just
You know it. He's
you know,
really the one who got this going.
no, even though I have a lot of haters, I have angels like these guys, like Dick and and like Clay Dabble. I have guys that do look out for me, which I appreciate, because Dick was he's like, get Michael Caputo on. I'm like, I know I'm working on it, but I didn't want to tell anybody because I didn't want them to try and fuck with me and try and get you to hate me, because that's what they do, But anyway,
don't worry about the haters. I'll do your show anytime, John.
Thanks.
And I wanted to give you the exclusive for sure, because you were there.
Thank you. Thanks for finally getting this guy on, Mr. Caputo. I've been pushing John to have you on for months. And Gino Bobina, thanks for being a YouTube member. So this was a sound effect that I used to do on the Stern. Like, I did it on Howard, and then Fred had me record it in Scott's studio, and they still play that sound effect to this day.
Right. If anybody wants to find me, they can find me on YouTube channel. Just look under Michael Caputo author.
Now I think this guy's accusing you, and you don't have to, don't be mad at me, but I think he's saying that you're gay, which I don't, I have 2 gay kids.
You have 2 gay kids. I don't care what they say about the gay thing. My father didn't have a problem with it. My mother didn't have a problem with it. My grandmother didn't have a problem with it. I don't care what any stranger have to say about it.
That was a really boring comment. Does anybody have a better one?
Well, this is even worse, but I don't know if this, did you know John Travolta at all?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, yes. I know scandal about him. I didn't know him personally. Yes, scandal. That's where they saw all that stuff on the internet. Yep.
So here is
on cover of the Daily News.
So here's Shuli's manager at Piggly Wiggly, 6 for the $5. Don't forget to ask Mr. Caputo about John Travolta trying to SA him. I don't know what that means. Also, how big is Travolta's crank?
I never worked on Travolta. I was a licensed massage therapist at the Peninsula Hotel. I never worked on John Travolta, but when John Travolta came to the Peninsula Hotel with his wife and kids 1 floor below, he would always request a male therapist, and he always tried his shenanigans. So,
really?
All around the country on boats, on cruises. So he would try to come on to the guys and try to do inappropriate behavior at places like that in 5-star.
Wow, I didn't know that.
So John Travolta is not straight. Okay, let's just get that clear. But I'm not outing him, and I never worked on him. So I don't know what his crank is.
This is really an exclusive.
I know a lot of other men out there do know.
But what does SA mean? Trying to SA him?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either.
I don't know what that means.
And I don't know. Hunter Biden's crack pipe. Thanks, Fiverr. Hi, Mr. Caputo. Did Mr. Cooper leave you anything in his will, or did his fake daughter get everything?
Well, his fake daughter got nothing. And he did leave me something in his will, my father.
Oh, yeah? Don't tell me how much, but...
No, I'm going to tell you how much.
Oh, yeah.
He left me Emily. That's worth more than any money. Okay? That's worth more than any money. John, see these teeth? My stepmother put them in. My father did it the first time. My stepmother did that to me. Right? I ain't like that. So yeah, I got my stepmother. That's what he left me in his will.
Well, he definitely left you his eyes, because you got the Pat Cooper eyes, man.
I know that. I know that.
Oh, and he's got his anger and his piss and vinegar in him too.
Yeah.
Emily, do you still talk to Jackie?
I actually put he and Shecky Green on the phone not long ago, right before Shecky died, actually. But do I have to keep in touch with him? No.
The camera more.
I thought that Shecky Green was just a made up name.
No, that was his real name. So no, I really don't talk to Jackie. I love his sister. I actually keep in touch with her. But Jackie actually went on a podcast and was condescending about Pat and me, and it didn't really. It wasn't very nice. I didn't like what he said.
What's funny you say that, Emily, because that's the thing. Jackie has a problem with me now, and it's only because I was saying I called him a schnorrer because he would because a friend of mine had hired him, and then Jackie was asking for a spa day for his girlfriend, and first class tickets, and then per diem. And the guy was already paying him $5,000 to essentially hang out at his party. So I called Jackie a schnorrer. Jackie got so mad at me, he don't talk to me anymore. Yet he could trash me all the time. I don't. It's weird. It's like he got cranky in his old age.
Well, that's really it's kind of sad. It is sad. But
What was Jackie saying about you guys?
just he was telling the story about how we all used to go out when my mother would come to town. I've known Pat for 14 years. I met him through Jackie, and he was talking about how Pat couldn't hear, how he was deaf, and we tried to hook him up with my mother, but we couldn't hear him. Well, Pat's hearing aids didn't work very well. We got really good hearing aids for him when we got out to Vegas, and it changed his whole demeanor because he could hear it. Because he used to be so overwhelming in conversations at dinner tables and things. Because it was hard to banter with him because he couldn't hear you, so he would just take over the conversation, which of course he would do anyway. But he started calming down a little bit. But once he could hear better, he acted much more normal, which was great. But he was just being condescending and, actually said when I broke up with Emily and look, whatever, I don't really want to get into all that because it's just,
No, I just think it, the reason why I didn't even know this, and I'm almost happy to hear it, and I don't mean that I'm happy that he was mean to you, is just that this is Jackie's way. Jackie can't get out of his own way. And I talked about that in my book. It's a shame because I love Jackie. I'll always love Jackie, because he was a great guy. But this kind of shit, like he could trash me all the time, and then I trash him, and then he writes me off. I'm dead to him. It's such a hypocrisy. And I am, Michael, the hypocrisy police.
Oh, I know about hypocrisy, believe me.
But this guy is, I think he's the guy that was Dr. Remulak that would call in on the Stern Show and would only talk to me. So telling the rest, thank you for the 99 cents. Wherever will I spend all of that at once? But I am Dr. Remulak. This is a good question for you. The child actor who beat Bob Levy. Thanks for the $5. Hi, Mr. Caputo. Serious question. Pat seemed like a macho guy. How accepting was he of your orientation?
My father never had a problem with it. My mother never did, or my grandmother. Plus, you have to realize, in my father's business, there were a lot of gay people.
Yes.
Like in hairstylists, that's stereotype. And there were a lot of people in the closet. My father never had a problem with black people, never had a problem with gay people.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
As long as my parents don't have a problem with it, I don't care what anybody else thinks. That's where I'm coming from.
Put it this way.
To me, you know what I mean?
I'll tell you what. When my daughter came out to me as trans, we had a wonderful hour-long conversation. And at the end of the conversation, he said, Dad, as liberal as you are, I couldn't imagine this going any better. And that really touched my heart because I, too, much like Pat, I don't have a problem with that. Like, be who you are and be happy. That's all I care about.
Well, that's because you love your daughter or your daughter, right?
Well, now he's my son. He was born my daughter.
Now that's how you love your son, unconditionally.
Yes.
But these people who say they love their children are not really loving them unconditionally, especially the Christian people who say they love unconditionally and all about Jesus and everything. And here they are wanting to kill the gay people and saying that this is God's revenge, AIDS, and all that. And they're writing the transgenders and their rights, and they're trying to take our rights away.
Yep.
So I know the reality of this. I've been around a while. So I'm glad to hear that there's a father out there like you that loves your child unconditionally. And my father loved me unconditionally. And that's all I needed. I only need his opinion. I don't care what John Doe down the block says. I don't care what this. I live in America. I'm free to do and love whatever I want to love.
And it's like
say anything.
And when my daughter told me at my condo, because I kind of knew she was gay, but I didn't know how to get into it. And I said, so are you dating? You have a boyfriend? She goes, Dad, I don't know how to tell you this. And I'm like, go ahead, just tell me. She's like, yeah, I don't know how. And I go, no, tell me. She goes, I like girls. I go, I know. She goes, you know? I go, of course I knew. But it doesn't mean anything to me. I'm fine with that. I don't care what, I don't care what you like, And then I'm like, wow, all of my kids are like their dad. They all like women. Because my youngest son is a boy who, by the way, is on his way to Harvard, free ride.
Great.
Yeah, he got accepted to Dartmouth, Yale. Stanford, and Columbia.
Wow.
Chip off the old block. No, he earned it, but yeah. So I mean, but yeah, and you know what? I think transgender is going to be like how gay was 20 years ago when people couldn't accept it. Now it's acceptable. Like you have guys like David Cicilline, the congressman from Rhode Island. You got Pete Buttigieg, who's gay. I mean, people are okay. It isn't as bad. It isn't thought of as bad as it once was. I think it's going to take transgender another 20 years for people to finally accept that. You agree?
I don't know. As long as you got these phony ass Christians around, the counterfeit Christians around, I just wrote a book about that. I don't know, because these Christians are the ones that really make the problems.
And I'll tell you, it's interesting that you say that, because I have a very good friend, and he's been one of my good friends since elementary school. But I'll tell you, he's one of these Christian, like goes to church every single day with his mother. Mm-hmm. And when we were talking about, about my gay children, he said, well, if I had a gay child, I would send them to one of those clinics to ungay her.
Conversion therapy, John. Conversion therapy.
Which is fucking so ridiculous to me. Mm-hmm. Let the child be who the child wants to be and get the fuck out of their fucking sexual identity.
And just tell him we're all God's children. Not only him. And just because he goes to church every single day doesn't mean he's first online to get into the gates of heaven. We're there. I'm there too. My God loves me.
Yes. So, and just remember, Michael, and John Fugelsang, you should listen. You know John Fugelsang? He's a great comic. He has a show on Sirius, but he points it out the best. But and I've been saying this for years. There's only one passage in the Bible, which is Leviticus, who says no man shall lie with another man. In that same passage, he says no man shall eat shellfish. So if they're gonna fucking say they're gonna be anti-gay, well then they better not eat fucking lobster. They better not eat fucking shrimp, because as the great Doug Stanhope said, you can't have the Bible a la carte.
Right. That's what I call cafeteria Christians. They pick and choose what works for them and everything else, then you're the sinner. They're cafeteria Christians.
Yep.
That's what
this guy's chipping at you, but he's paying me $5 to do so.
Okay.
Gino Bambina, thanks for the $5. How good do you think Vito played a gay man on Sopranos? Could you have done a better job? Guy got acoustic up his rear end, and that was bad. Do you know what he's talking about?
I never really watched The Sopranos.
Oh.
But, when you're an actor, if you're a good actor, you could play any part, gay, straight. I could play a straight part. I could play a gay part. I don't look at actors. I just look at them, if they're portraying. Because, there are people there, they stereotype us. So they think that all gay people are like, hairstylist and massage therapist or in show business. You know what I'm trying to say? But look at that guy, Hernandez, that big football player. Remember the one that killed the black guy?
Oh, Aaron Hernandez.
Aaron Hernandez. Yeah. Now, who would ever look at him and think he was gay, right? Masculine, very macho. So we're not stereotyping.
Oh, he was gay?
Oh, yeah. Just watch the Netflix special.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, she watched it with me. Yeah. He was gay. Well, bisexual. He had a wife and kids. But, John, I can't tell you how many guys that were at my place in my lifetime that had wife and kids and girlfriends and were with me and with other men. It's called on the down low. They're on the DL.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people in the closet.
This is a good guy. Finneras Wolf, thanks for the $2. Awesome interview, John. What a nostalgia trip. It really is, because that whole Pat Cooper time on the Stern Show was just so amazing. But then, I don't know if you know this, Pat Cooper ended up turning on Howard.
That Opie and Anthony thing, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, Pat regretted that. He really did. And
that did he?
Oh, yeah. He lost it that day. He had something. They triggered him. They knew how to push his buttons over there. I couldn't even listen to that, but I know what he said. And he really, really was sad about that in the end. That was one of his big regrets.
Well, I got to tell you, though, because I agreed with him, because Howard, he's one of those, bullies that does, Howard could say whatever he wants about anybody, but then, God forbid, another show is saying shit about him. Pat was just calling out the hypocrisy.
Well, and that's what he did,
Yeah.
but I think he went overboard and just got a little tacky, and
You know why I think, John, the show became really big? It happened in August 8th, 1989. There was no internet, no social media. There was not all this reality TV on television. And this was like the first reality radio show.
Yep.
And people are still talking about it.
Yeah.
And comments are still commenting. Hundreds of thousands of comments, not only on the Howard stuff, under my YouTube channel, under all the videos I got up there. It hasn't stopped. And I was so honored that you were going to have me on your show. I was so excited because, like I said, you were there and you were going to bring back a lot of memories.
I just
big again.
Yeah, no, but the reason why the GMA's grandma. Your grandma sounded like an awesome lady.
My grandmother was my heart.
Yeah.
And my grandmother was the one that tried, since I was 6 years old, to facilitate a relationship with my father. My grandmother loved my father unconditionally and never, ever, ever said a bad word about my father, whether he was right or wrong. She just tried to keep the relationship. Then I got old enough to take the trains, and I chased my father for 50 years. So she got me on that ride, and I forever miss her and love her. And she's also in Greenwood Cemetery with Pat's father, and I'll be there, and Pat will be there, and my stepmother will be there. And Emily's mother, is a famous celebrity also. She's a famous singer from the 60s. Do you know that?
The Serendipity Singers, they were a big folk group back in the 60s.
Oh, wow, cool.
Yeah, they were actually inducted into the Colorado Music Hall of Fame about 10 years ago. So we're going to bury her there, too. I'm going in there, too. We got a 4 for 1.
Her mother was up for a Grammy Award, John.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
In the 60s.
Yeah.
She's a lovely lady.
So she and Pat were able to kind of connect when they would talk, because we'd all go out to dinner. We knew Pat for years. And they were able to talk about, old time gossip and show business, which was fun. But
who did Pat like? Because I know he was at the Friars, and I would go to the Friars. Who did Pat like as a comedian? Like, who was his favorite comedians?
He loved Shecky Green. I'll tell you, he really, he really looked up to Shecky. And when we were out in Vegas, we got to spend a lot of time with him. Shecky, actually, the New York Times and Shecky's obituary quoted Pat saying, "I watched Shecky do 20 minutes off of a curtain one time." He was just a genius. And last year was the 60th anniversary of Pat doing his very first show in Las Vegas, which was opening for Bobby Darin at the Flamingo. And I was able to raise money, and we restored part of the Flamingo sign and did a big event last month celebrating that. And so that was really special. But the night before, I raised $120,000 altogether. But
wow.
But Pat tells the story of that night before, when he and Patty, his second wife, were out there. The night before he did his show with Bob, opening for Bobby Darin, they went to see Shecky, and he said Shecky was so amazing that he told his wife that he was going to quit show business because he intimidated him so badly. But he really looked up to Shecky a lot.
And who else did he like?
He liked Sebastian Maniscalco, and we got to go to Sebastian's show out there. And some friends, Mike Young facilitated us meeting him, and Sebastian's father actually flew out from Chicago to meet Pat. They took us backstage, and we did videos and pictures and everything. So we got to see Sebastian's show that night. We did a lot while we were in Vegas. As far as, of course he loved Rickles,
who doesn't?
Yeah. He rolled his eyes at him, but
did he like Bob Newhart? Because he just passed away.
Yes, he loved Bob. But, Pat had a lot of respect for the Jewish comedians. Those guys really influenced him originally.
How about Freddie? Freddie Roman.
Freddie, they've all hung out at the Friars. And
Henny Youngman was there, too.
Pat loved Henny Youngman. He loved him. Yeah, he talks about that in his book. Do you have Pat's book?
No.
Oh, God, we got to send you one.
Yeah, please do.
Oh God, he talks about all this. Yeah.
Oh God, and who did he hate as comics?
Joan Rivers.
Yeah. Joan Rivers was not his favorite. But see, my mother worked with her down at the bitter end. So
why do you like Joan Rivers?
who knows? You know, he had stories about everybody. You know,
And I worked for Joan Rivers, believe it or not, John. I worked for her and Geraldo.
Oh, doing what?
Promotions.
Wow, because I was friends with Joan Rivers. It's
Yeah,
so weird.
I loved her to death.
She had one of the, out of all the interviews I've done with the Howard Stern show, Joan Rivers single-handedly had the best response without skipping a beat. I said, Joan, do you think ugly people should be allowed to have children? And without skipping a beat, she goes, no, and I told your mother that. I mean, so sharp.
Yeah, she was great.
Oh.
I loved her.
Spot on.
Yeah.
Meow Mix, thanks for becoming a member. So what happens, guys, just so you know, these people, because I have this show in members only. So if they want to, you know, so they become members so they could chat and, you know, and be part of everything. And
You have a YouTube channel, John?
Oh, yeah, I have over 20,000 subscribers.
Well, what's the name of it, the channel?
The Stuttering John channel.
Got it. Okay, great. Okay.
Yeah, so this is what I do for a living now. I mean, there are a lot of shows now trying to stop people from super chatting me, which is so egregious. Like, I would never tell, you know, people to not super chat others. But if you ask me, the people that listen to these shows and take their word, oh, Kevin Brennan said don't super chat John, and then they don't. Well, then you're fucking cowards. I don't want anything to do with you then. Anyway, you know?
You're always going to get haters on there. I got a lot of people that made very, very hateful comments on my YouTube channel and any other the Howard Stern stuff and everything like that. Any place I'm all over the internet because I did write 3 books. And a lot of people make just nasty comments without even knowing me. And I just like block them. I just like, you know, do away with it, like throw them overboard.
You should see what they say about me. And they attack my kids. They attack my mother.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nonstop.
Yeah.
And, you know, and then if I retaliate, like I have, you know, Kevin Brennan, the comedian.
Yeah, I know of him.
You know?
Yeah. So he starts calling my mother a dumb C word and starts calling my sister an ugly Danny DeVito dwarf. Right. And, you know, so what do? I just show a picture of his beautiful wife that she posted on Facebook. I didn't say anything bad about her. I said, wow, Kevin's lucky to be with this beautiful woman. He goes ballistic and now is on a freaking mission to try and take me down. You know, and this is, again, like Jackie. These people can dish it out, but once you give a little bit back, then it's like, I can't believe you did that to me.
Yeah. I used to break Jackie's chops sometimes just being funny, you know, and he couldn't take the joke. I'm like, the joke man can't take a joke.
Yep, exactly.
He did that to me all the time.
Yeah, he's the biggest hypocrite in the world. And someone should tell him that.
Too. He's like, what are you breaking my balls for? Pat used to say that to me.
But Emily, Jackie used to bust my balls like crazy on the Stern Show, but now it's not okay to bust his balls back?
Yeah.
That's my sound effect to say, you know, fucking
Up yours.
Yeah. Mike's shitty internet provider. He loves to chip people all the time. Thanks a lot. Can we talk about frogs, nutsack instead? Because I don't know what that means. Galern's missing shirt. Thanks to Fiverr. Rest in peace, Mr. Cooper, the best ball buster of all time.
That's okay. That's it. Yep. I got some of that DNA in me also. If you ever need to bust anybody's balls for you, John.
No, he turns into Pat in certain moments. It's scary.
Oh, here's a funny one for you, Emily. Sully's manager at Piggly Wiggly's. Thanks for the Fiverr. Mrs. Connor, did Jackie make that weird laugh of his when you guys made love?
No, I did.
Yeah. Why? As soon as you saw his penis? I heard he wasn't hung. Jackie is not well hung.
I don't remember any of that.
Oh my God! Question.
So this is okay. Now check this out. No car Sal. Thanks, Fiverr. Did you know recently Johnny called the guy the F slur for drinking an espresso martini? Now keep in mind, just in my defense,
What's the F slur?
for gay people.
Faggot. Faggot.
Oh.
Faggot.
No, not the long way.
Fag.
Yeah. So what happened was, I'm talking to Kevin Meaney, the comedian.
No.
Kevin Meaney was a famous comedian who left his wife for a man, and he had a daughter. And the daughter was getting bullied by all these people in this Dabbleverse, we call it. And I was white knighting for it. I was trying to defend her. So we used to talk on the phone. I was 15 beers in, and and eating edibles. And she said her boyfriend liked espresso martinis. Now, at the same time, I'm watching Fast Times at Ridgemont High. I'm right in the middle of it. And it's right after Sean Penn's character goes, those guys are, and then the F word. So I just said, oh, that guy's, and I said the F word. Now, that was just to be funny. And it was on a private conversation. She taped me without my consent. California's a two-party consent state, and she gave it to the shows that hate me. And so now now I'm anti-gay. Oh, give me
now they're turning you into a homophobe. I mean, when you got two gay children, that you just accept it. So it's irrelevant. That person's irrelevant, and they're an idiot.
Yes.
I bet you asked them if they're Christian. Are they Christians?
I don't know, but it's just like, how horrible, Emily, for someone to tape when you're trying to help them, tape you. And you know why she did it? Because this Shuley guy orchestrated, had her do it because she didn't like that the Shuley show were making fun of her look, saying she had a big chin. So she made a deal with them. If you stop making fun of me, I'll tape John when he doesn't know it. Ugh. Who the fuck does that? And for these shows to play these calls, which, by the way, I'm suing them, but for them to play it, I mean, how are they trying to destroy my life? Because I'm also a school teacher. I don't know if you guys know that.
Okay.
Of what?
Last year I taught full-time science and drama.
Wow.
And I announced my homeroom students on stage at Culmination. But, this shit can get me in trouble. Probably not because, it's a private conversation, but maybe it can. And these guys are trying to ruin my life, but they don't give a shit because they're jealous of my success. End of story.
I totally agree with you. A lot of jealousy out there, John.
Yeah.
A lot of jealousy.
Gino Bobina, John S. Emily, out on a proper date to the Belmont. I'm not going to ask Emily out. She lives in she's in Vegas. I'm all the way in Florida.
Are you?
You live in Florida, John?
Yeah, I bought a house in Florida last year. And when my son graduated valedictorian of Calabasas High School, then I left. I stopped by my mom's because it was my nephew's graduation in New York. And then I drove here to Florida, all with two cats in the car. And they only shit in the car twice, which is pretty good.
What part of Florida, John?
Cape Coral. It's on the Gulf side. It's right next to Naples and Fort Myers.
Yeah, it's nice.
How are you dealing with DeSantis down there? He's a big homophobe and a Catholic and an Italian.
Well, that's the other thing. I'm planning on, at some point, I'm going to run for Congress because I think I could beat the guy in my district. So
great.
Yeah. So I am planning on doing that. But probably in like 2 or 3 years, because I want to really get acclimated to here, and then I'll start that whole thing up.
Well, that's great. So we are on the same time schedule. I thought we were 3 hours difference. No.
So I'm here now. So Ryan, hey, thanks for $2. Michael, sorry John was late and can't stop drinking. Oh, really? I was at the gym. What do you think of those guns there, Michael?
They're perfect. Great. Great, John.
My tattoo
Don't worry, John. They're great. You keep it up. And you were drinking Pepsi, if I'm not mistaken, or soda, right?
Diet Pepsi and Red Bull.
It wasn't a beer. It wasn't a can of beer.
Let's see. The child actor who beat Bob Levy. Thanks for the $5. Emily, you look like Sharon Stone. Brah. Also, John is single, and he's not a selfish lover. Give him a chance.
She does look like Sharon Stone, doesn't she?
Yeah, she does look like Sharon Stone. Now that I think about it.
Oh, yeah.
And Emily, that's a compliment. I think Sharon Stone is one of the most beautiful women ever.
So do I.
So I actually dated one of her ex-boyfriends at one point. Yeah.
I was just thinking, okay, here's a trivia question. Sharon Stone was in the movie Irreconcilable Differences. Drew Barrymore played the daughter. The father was played by, don't tell me, by fucking famous actor. Oh, hold on. Tatum O'Neal's father. What the fuck? Tatum O'Neal's father?
Ryan O'Neal.
Yeah. So Ryan O'Neal and Shelley, not Duvall, the Shelley from Friends.
Oh, the blonde.
Yeah, the blonde.
Shelley. No, there wasn't a Shelley on Friends.
Not Friends. Cheers.
Cheers. Yeah, I know who you're talking
Shelley
about.
Long?
Shelley Long, yeah.
Okay. Sharon Stone was in that movie. That's who Ryan O'Neal leaves Shelley for Sharon Stone. And he produces a bomb movie that was it was trying to be like Gone with the Wind. Do you know the name of that movie?
No, I don't.
I know this is too inside baseball. It was Atlanta.
Never even heard of it.
Yeah, no. I go, if I think of things like, because I love to try and challenge myself and just say, okay, and then I just come up with all this shit and I try to see how deep, like all the things I can remember. It's crazy. I'm a genius.
We know, you just don't know it.
And my mind doesn't stop. My shitty internet provider takes me succumb is stuttering John at work, skeeting over a kid's spin line. I don't even know what this means. Ubiquitous U.S. Thanks for the super sticker. Trick Tail in 1983, the year I graduated high school, we became a YouTube member. So there you go. So what is this? Not Jimmy Stewart's usually pretty cool. Thanks for the $5. In fighting back, how did Pat relate to Tom Skerritt?
Pat liked him a lot. He thought he had a lot of respect for him. A lot of people didn't see that movie, but
yeah, I didn't either. I didn't even know that I didn't know that movie.
Actually, who is the big director who I can't think of his name, who did Pulp Fiction?
Quentin Tarantino.
Tarantino, when Pat roasted him, Quentin Tarantino went on a video. He's on the video that's on YouTube complimenting Pat in that movie. He thought he was fantastic in that movie. But Pat,
wow.
Tom Skerritt. And Pat, he was in there with Patty LuPone. He was really good in that movie. Pat was a great actor.
Oh, I know. Now I'm going to tell you something funny that I think you guys enjoy. So when I'm on the Tonight Show, I wrote a lot of cold opens, which is like, in SNL, like they go that sketch when they say live from New York at Saturday night. So with the Tonight Show, we'd have a 30, 40-second cold open if one got approved. I got the most in because I love to write and direct these actors. So I got to work with a lot of actors. So me, I think this was me and John Kennedy, another writer there. We wrote one for Jay and Quentin Tarantino. So I say action. Quentin goes his lines, and he just goes off script and goes for a minute and a half. And I go, cut. I go, Quentin, it's got to be 30, 40 seconds. You got to stick to the script. He's like, okay, John. Okay, man. And then as I'm walking out of the room, I'm going, I can't believe Stuttering John is directing Quentin Tarantino. What a charmed life.
That's great.
I know. Let's see. John chased a girl for years at Kate Me. I did not and got none. I never, I always made this thing, guys, is that I always said I wouldn't date a girl younger than my oldest kid. So my oldest kid just turned 28. So I wouldn't date like a girl that was younger than 28. I don't know why. It's like an OCD thing, I guess.
Pat didn't have a problem with that.
So now, all right. So now you are a widow now, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And are you on the dating scene again?
No, not really. I don't have time. I'm just not mentally there yet, really.
So you're not on any of the apps or anything?
Oh, God, no. No, I'm in Vegas working on projects, for Pat for the first year at least. I'm just not really ready for that,
Yeah.
Sometimes, John, when we walk, into a restaurant together, people don't know, who we are. They think that we're dating. But I see a lot of men looking at her, but I'm very protective of her. And she's not ready to go on an app, you know.
I'm not
She
going to
had
go on
the
an app.
love-
I
I
don't need
think
to go on an app.
My father
anymore.
was the love of her life, really, seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to replace him.
And look what
but,
she's doing
you know,
for him. Look what she's doing for him.
You know, I mean,
Emily, did Jackie the Joke Man force you to play Scrabble with him?
he tried.
I knew it. That's his move.
No, he did. He did. He tried to force me to go swimming in that wet water in Bayville.
Bayville, yeah.
No, I remember when you all
It
lived.
was Jetty?
Oh, it's Jetty. I think is the Jetty still there?
No, I don't think so.
It was there till not long ago, but
Oh, really?
yeah, he would try to get me in that water. I wasn't really fond of that water. I'm like, can't you build a pool?
No, and Jackie won't. He's too cheap.
Yeah, he wouldn't do that. Yeah. He always told me, oh, never mind. Never mind.
No, say it. Come on, Emily.
No, I can't afford this. I can't afford that. Meanwhile, he was buying whatever he wanted. I mean, please.
Yeah.
He was full of it.
Yeah.
I love fashion, but he's funny.
Suck deep chokar. Thanks, dog. Mr. Johnny, do you like nice Mumbai woman? I don't know what that means. This guy's chipping at me all the time. Sonny John makes fun of a woman with MS. Is that good? FS, a woman with MS? Who? Here's a normal question. Hunter Biden's crack pipe. Thanks for the fiver. Mike, remember when your dad said, I love you? You said, never heard that before. And Pat said, good, you'll probably never hear it again. That's what we just played.
Yeah.
And how'd that make you feel, Michael?
It made me feel great. You know, Robin brought it up because she asked, you know, Pat, do you love him? Then she asked me if I loved him, vice versa. And that was a first because he wasn't really around in my childhood, you know.
I know, but when he said you probably never hear it again, did you hear it again?
Honestly, no.
He never told you again, even when he had made up with you?
No.
Did you just say to him ever, Dad, I love you?
Well, when you chase somebody for 55 years, what do you think that's saying? You don't have to use the words, right?
Oh, because
I didn't love him. Why would I be chasing him for 55 years?
No, but if you said to him, like, so you never said I love you to him
Never
again.
said to him to his face, I love you, Dad.
What?
My, you know, my emotions, my chasing him, going after him, going to see him, trying to have a relationship with him. Even in the last years, I made him know that I loved him and I cared.
But why didn't you ever tell him? Because I tell my kids I love them all the time.
I know.
Do you regret that?
You know what? My mother never came out and ever said to me that she loved me, but I knew that she did because I could feel it. It's a feeling. My grandmother, Pat's mother, who I was really close to, like a second mother to me, okay, and raised me also with my mother, never was with the words, I love you. But I didn't hear the words because I knew they loved me. You know, so some people are easy to express that and say, I love you. And some people show it in their actions.
Get your face on camera, Michael.
Actions are more important than the words.
Your face.
Okay.
Yeah.
Actions are more important than words to me.
But do you regret not saying it to him?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, because my father never said it, but he did in his later years, you know?
Uh-huh.
I think that's the old school way to think.
Yeah, no, it is. It is.
How old are you?
I've just turned 67 on the 18th.
Oh, happy birthday. Yeah, happy birthday.
Thank you.
My oldest son is July 15th.
Oh, it's cancer.
Cancer, man. Which is a weird name for a sign. Cancer doesn't sound positive, does it?
No, it does not.
John Skippy Hollywood hand. Huge get. Very relevant. Topical get situate. To me, it is fucking huge guess. So fuck you.
Money sign there like you're just doing it for the money, John.
What's that?
He put a money sign there like you're just doing it for the money.
Oh, no. I am interested. I love Pat Cooper.
Right.
You know, I mean.
And you were there at the nostalgic interview.
And Pat Cooper was a legendary comic. So, you know, who I fucking hung out with. And who I just had on my podcast maybe 3 years, or maybe 5 years ago. But still, I mean, how don't you like Pat Cooper? He was like an iconic guest on Howard Stern. I mean, if you didn't, I mean, those segments with Pat Cooper were brilliant.
Oh, yeah. And he was a fascinating character, no question. Every day, all day, you know.
Suck deep. Oh, I think he's saying suck deep, choke her. I don't know. Thanks, Bucks. John, so nice of you to dress up for your guests. I did. I have my Hypocrisy Police t-shirt on. Give me a break. Let's see. I don't know how, but you made me like you. Thank you for the $2. Glad things work out for Mike. Pat, funniest man ever. Well, yeah, he was. He's like, he goes down with Gilbert Gottfried. I mean, there's no doubt they're in that same elite league. Wouldn't you say, guys?
Well, he was a groundbreaker when it came to Italian comedian. He was the first Italian who was basically doing what the Jewish community was doing up in the Catskills, but he did the Italian version.
Yeah.
The Jews up there loved him. They thought he was hilarious. At first they thought he was Jewish because of his name, Cooper, but no, he and his album was groundbreaking. His first album, Our Hero.
He was a pioneer, John. A pioneer.
Is Cooper like? Did they think it was short for Cooper Schmidt?
I think I don't know.
Cooper tends to be, I think, a Jewish name. I had clients of mine that were Cooper.
Oh, yeah, I have a friend, Danny Cooper. Yeah, and he's Jewish. Yeah,
he's Jewish. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So maybe they didn't want to have my father's name be so ethnic at the time in the 60s. And that's why the agent might have changed his name. But today it doesn't matter. You know,
no, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter anymore. But in those days, maybe that's what he wanted to do, to make people think he was Jewish. Maybe he thinks he might have gone further at that period of time.
Well, it hasn't hurt. Oh, another great Italian comic, Vic DiPotetto.
Oh, he's hilarious. I gotta call that guy. He's nuts, but he's a good nuts. I love that guy.
Do you ever see his video that went viral? It was milk and bread.
Yeah. No, the guy's a trip. I met him at AC at the Borgata, I think.
Yeah, he was on my show. I used to do stand-up with him.
Yeah, did you?
Yeah,
I love him. He's a trip.
I've had a lot of great comics on this show, including Pat. I've had Artie Lang. I've had Doug Stanhope, Larry the Cable Guy, Greg Fitzsimmons. I mean, I've had so many great fucking comedians on this show. So, I mean, I love talking to comics. It's always a blast.
Yeah, because they're generally nuts, but
isn't that a prerequisite? I mean, don't you got to be nuts to be a comic?
Yeah.
I don't know these fucking guys. Jar, thanks for the $2. Mike outed Travolta, said hard F slur, homophobe.
First of all, John, let me respond to that, please.
Yes.
I never outed John Travolta. Okay. I never outed John Travolta. There wasn't anybody that doesn't know that John Travolta is gay. Okay. John Travolta belongs to that crazy religion, Scientology. They don't accept homosexuals, but he gives them a lot of money. So they accept him because they know he's giving them lots of money. His lawyer, Marty Singer, said that I was just a disgruntled employee. I never worked on John, but I saw John with my very eyes do homosexual things at the Peninsula spot.
Like what?
And I had people, also my coworkers, tell me that they didn't want to work on John Travolta because he tried to pull shenanigans in the massage room with the males. So I never outed John Travolta.
What type of things did he do?
Well, he would try to throw off the towel. You have to be draped. It's a New York State law to be draped in the room. You can't get a massage nude at an upscale place. You have to be licensed. Otherwise, it's a felony. So we were all licensed healthcare professionals. And John would come to a place like that and just try to, with the male therapist, try to just do anything your mind could imagine. Let me put it that way without getting very descriptive.
Well, okay? I'll tell you, I have a friend who's a masseuse for the football players. And one football player did the same thing. While his wife and kids were upstairs, he pulled away the freaking towel and said, "Aren't you going to finish?"
Right. I mean, there you got it. Another Aaron Hernandez.
Yeah, and that's kind of fucking sick, man. No, this is a female, but still, I mean.
Okay.
Yeah. Jar, thank you too much.
They want to try to say I outed Travolta, but I made the front page of the Daily News because they were looking on. John Travolta was involved with a lot of scandals around the country with all John Does. They never gave their name. When they found my website online, that I was licensed and I worked at the Peninsula, that's when they called me and wanted to do an exclusive interview with me if I knew anything about Travolta's inappropriate behavior. I said I would. I had just written my first book. I figured, wow, I could tell them my father's Pat Cooper. I just written my first book and blah, blah, blah. I never outed John. Everybody knows who John is.
Now, let me ask you, Tom Cruise is also rumored to be gay.
But he said if anybody says that, he's going to sue you, so be careful.
No, I just said he's been rumored to be.
He's in Scientology also.
That's what I mean. So I guess they don't care as long as they're getting the money, right?
Of course. Well, that's what the Christians are all about. How many priests molest the young boys? Right?
Yeah, oh, I know. The
and
biggest.
They cover that up and they call the gay community the groomers.
Yes.
What are the priests doing all those years? Okay.
No, I know.
Well, there you go. There's the hypocrisy. Okay.
Mike, for the internet provider, thanks for $2. Stuttering John is lying. Shuli is beating John with everything. No, he's not. Suck deep, Chokar, thanks for $5. Michael, did your mommy buy your house like John's did for him? She didn't buy me the house.
What John? Oh, Michael, wait.
No. In other words, these guys think that my mom bought my house.
I don't think this is a guy. This looks like a female. The picture here is a female on there.
Oh, yeah, but
he's already been on here 5 times already with 5 crazy, stupid comments.
Yes.
Why don't you just block her?
Because she's paying me.
Okay, good. Take her money then. Take her money.
Let's see. Stuttering Juan. Stick to the interview, John. No need to explain the whole Dabbleverse drama. Cringe. Fuck, don't tell me how to fucking do my show. And it's okay to go off topic every once in a while. Plus, I wanted Mike to know what goes on with these super chats and everything. Like why they're doing this. This guy hates me. John's Gippy Halloween hand thanks $2. So Cameron Crowe to blame for Stuttering John being homophobe. Yeah, he is. D. Trump, Pat was great. What did he think about Gilbert?
Oh, he loved him. He was one of his favorites. Yes. In fact, I reached out to Dara the other day to see how she was doing. And
Dara Kravitz, Godfrey?
Yep. Dara. Let me tell you, no, Pat loved Gilbert. That was a really great podcast episode too on their podcast.
I'm sure.
With Pat, that's a really epic one. But yeah, he really loved Gilbert. There's a great photo of them too at the Friars Club when they did the Jerry Lewis monastery, when they renamed it at the Friars back in 2012 or 13 or whenever that was. There's a great picture of them all out there in the front together. But yeah, he loved Gilbert.
And here's another one. Hunter Biden's crack pipe, who has been asking good questions. So have you guys heard Pat's story about losing his virginity at 12 to a 50-year-old Italian lady? He said he told his friends that she had to move.
I can't. How does he know that story?
I don't know. He's really good.
Wow. Who is this guy?
I don't know. They come in with fake names, so there's no way to find out.
Hunter Biden's crackpot. That's his name.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. Take the $5, John.
Of course.
I have.
You have heard the story, huh?
No. Yeah. It crushed him. It was something he never forgot.
Why did it crush him?
Because she had to move. Because he bragged about it to his friends.
Oh, and he loved her?
It was a thing for him, It was,
Yeah.
And no, it was a sad thing actually for him.
Velvet G, thanks to the $5. I told you irreconcilable differences was art imitating your life. You enjoyed it, didn't you? Yeah. Look, here's the thing. I am divorced. Divorce is not easy. I just watched Kramer versus Kramer again and cried again.
Mm-hmm.
And it should, look.
I remember that one.
It's not easy. Divorce is not easy on the husband and wife, and it's not easy on the kids.
Right.
So, for you idiots to chip at me for being divorced, it's so low, it's so uncaring and so pathetic. So fuck off, Velvet G. Suck deep, Chokar. Cold opens are reserved for the most hacky bits. Thank you very much. Mike, shitty internet provider. Stuttering John's LinkedIn shows he gets no writing acting work. Oh, God.
That's a fascinating one.
Well, guess what? I wrote for Howard Stern, Jay Leno, the comedian Jeffrey Ross. I wrote for Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and all the people at his roast, including Bill Walton. I wrote for Stephanie Miller. I wrote for Bite Size TV. I mean, all those cold opens, I was writing jokes for all those people. So fuck you.
Well, that's pretty impressive, actually.
It really is.
Thank you. Suck deep choker. I'm from Mumbai, India. Sexy John. You like? Yes. I don't know what that means. Oh, I know who this person is. She or he goes under a lot of different pseudonyms. John's Gimpy Hollywood hand. Thanks for Sonny John interviews devolve with the bragging, listing credits. Yeah, they do. And I love it. Now it's a $5. Michael, I had bad time with uncle like you with father. After he died, I started fantasizing his non-bred deep inside of me. Greatly helped our relationship. This is somebody that used to come in as sodomy. She's always trying to make jokes. And a lot of times they're funny. Michael, are you like, what the fuck is this? Are you like, this is so weird. They pay you to insult you. What is this? It's like your jaw's dropping. Like, I can't believe people pay you to fucking.
John, when you're done with the interview, like, where you put this? Do you post this all over Facebook and everything? Do you post this on Facebook?
No, I'll
on your channel.
I put it on my channel just for the members, and I put it on Patreon just for the members. Because I'm giving it away free live, but after that, if you want to watch it, then you got to pay for it. You know what I mean?
I gotcha. Okay.
Mike, shitty internet provider. Thanks for watching. Sonny John makes fun of Noga, a dead mother. I'm shitly a bitch. Now, here's the thing. That Julie show started trashing my kids, putting pictures of my mother up. So what did I do? I just started. Somebody super chatted as the name Noga. I didn't know what the name meant. And then it turns out it was the guy's dead mother, but I didn't know. So, I mean, give me a break. And then these guys are allowed to they would put my picture of my 87-year-old mother up with KY jelly and handcuffs and video cameras and whips and chains. I mean, how low must you go to do that? Do you know what I mean, guys?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. We know what's out there, John.
Yeah, we do.
I'm not reading that. Stuttering Juan. Emily's a MILF. I bet Clay agrees. Skull. A MILF. Do you know what that means, Emily?
I can't remember.
A mother I'd like to fuck.
Oh, but I'm not a mother. I've never had a kid. I've never had a kid. So, but thanks.
And now he's going to pay you to make fun of you. Will pay me to make fun of you. Officially a bigger loser than John. Hi, son of Pat. Michael doesn't even respond. Reverend Billy, thanks for the $2. Stuttering John is the genius of himself. Great interviewer. And now we'll have some real question. Hunter Biden's crack pipe. Thanks for the $5. Pat said the 50-year-old MILF was like, why do you do this to me, Pasquale? What I do you? I make love. You ruin me like the mom and the exes. Why them me?
All right, let's get off that one.
Okay.
I mean, geez.
I know. Okay, so what? Yeah, that's right. No, who cares? I don't have any fucking credits. So, Michael, so you're doing all these, what do you do for a living?
Well, I'm retired now. And I'm working on my father's legacy, and I'm just an author of 3 books.
And do you talk to your sister?
Not anymore, no.
Why? What happened?
We had a falling out after my mom passed away.
Was it over like the funeral and all that stuff, or the will?
I would say yes, kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Pat's family. Once my grandmother was gone, my grandmother, Pat's mother, and once my mother was gone, my protectors were gone. So they did to me what they did to my father. I understand? So my protectors, I've always been my mother's favorite and my grandmother's favorite, Pat's mother's favorite. Once they were gone, the family felt they could do anything to me because I had no more protectors around me. So I felt that they were very toxic, like they were to my father, okay? Which developed his personality because, whatever happens in a child's life, when they grow up, they become that person, whatever their childhood experiences have been. So the same thing with my family. I did away with them, and I got a new mother here, stepmom, and I'm happier now ever since I got rid of the family. So I kind of like side with my father on this, I didn't like the way he spoke to his mom and things like that. Yeah, my father made some mistakes, but
when I look back
at everything, I sort of like have an understanding. why my father was angry and disturbed with the family. I mean, they all ganged up on him. I mean, his father beat him, and his sisters just stood around watching, and my father get beat by his father. My grandfather was a nutcase. He was a manic depressant. He cheated on my grandmother. Bipolar. And they didn't have all those definitions back in those days or medication to diagnose somebody.
She cheated on her husband?
My grandfather cheated on my grandmother.
Oh.
And he lived at the St. George Hotel when it's not like it looks like now, in one room for 40 years because my grandmother wanted to buy her own house. So she bought her own brownstone in Park Slope, where my mother and father lived when I was first born. And she did everything herself. But my father had a lot of this toxicity around him. And I even got over one of his sister's house, his younger sister's house. I wasn't even allowed to mention my father's name in her house.
Jesus.
So the only one who really loved my father in the family, I'll tell you right now, was me, his son, was his mother, unconditionally loved him, okay, even though she felt he did things wrong, and his older sister, Grace, who was very religious, who passed away 41 days before Pat.
Wow.
And me and Emily both agree that once she left, because she always kept telling me, because she knew I would try to have a relationship with my father and everything, and she realized what happened at the end, she kept telling me all my life that, she was really into Jesus, that there would be a miracle. And I said, I think once the miracle happened and she passed away, I think she took Pat with her. 41 days after she passed away, she took Pat with her.
He started declining right after that. And he didn't know that she died. It's very bizarre, but it's
it is bizarre. That is very bizarre.
So
I don't think Pat ever talked about me, right? I mean, because I'm not, like a famous comedian, if you will.
He talked about the show a lot.
Yeah.
Because it was fond memories, and I think he was kind of sad about the way the whole thing sort of ended. But
did he make up with Howard at the end or no?
I don't really think so. Which is,
I think Stern might have did a tribute show to him.
Oh, he did.
Ellie,
Yeah, he did
right?
a tribute show.
Stern did a tribute show, which we thought was very, very nice.
Yeah.
Did he play all in Pat Cooper's Family?
I don't know, but he does play a lot of the reruns. They went on for years of reruns. John, you worked there for a long time. How many times did they play those reruns?
I had to sue them because, I wasn't, because they don't pay me anything for it.
Right.
And I lost. But then it did go to appellate court and they did rewrite the law. And guess who just won? George Carlin's family, because for the same thing I sued for, right of publicity.
Yeah.
And so George Carlin's family won. But Kelly Carlin should be thanking me because that was because of my lawsuit.
Wow.
It preceded hers.
Mm-hmm.
So, did Pat like George Carlin?
Loved him. In fact, he got annoyed because George said, Pat, will you send me your albums? And he did. And then George didn't send Pat his albums. So that was his, thing with him. But no, George Carlin was a genius too.
No, I know. And
love George.
Penis wrinkle, thanks for $2. Pat didn't even know who you were, Stuttering John, too low. Yes, he did.
Oh, for God's sake. Of course he did.
And he was on my fucking podcast 5 years ago, you idiot.
And John, everybody knows who you are.
Yeah, geez.
Everybody knows who you are, John.
I know. I mean, and all the guys that this is so funny, guys. All these shows that make fun of me, they've never achieved anything. They have no film credits, writing credits, TV credits. I was signed to Atlantic fucking Records. I had Gene Simmons and Sting and Gilbert Gottfried and Grandpa Al Lewis in my fucking rock and roll video for MTV. These guys have done nothing.
But they're trying to make themselves relevant.
They're trying to make themselves feel better that they're losers, so they get a bunch of guys in a room to bully me. Are you okay, Emily?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The battery's going down on my computer. That's okay.
It's all right. It's all right.
So where are you guys now? Are you in Brooklyn?
We're in Brooklyn. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're getting ready for the event on next Wednesday. We're just working on our different projects and the Brooklyn Botanic Garden thing we're doing. Getting ready for that. And
so where are you staying? At Michael's place?
Yeah. He's got a great apartment over here.
Oh yeah, is it in Manhattan? I mean, it's in Brooklyn. Which part of Brooklyn?
East Flatbush, John.
Yeah, I love Brooklyn. It's
Me too.
yeah.
Me too.
Do you know that Brooklyn's becoming more expensive than Manhattan now?
Oh, it is. Yeah. It's the second. Yeah, it's the second most expensive one, right after Manhattan. Yes, I know that.
Oh, I thought it surpassed Manhattan.
Oh, well, I don't know. But they're certainly building up my neighborhood more and more, and it's all over the place, Brooklyn. And
What's the rich area? What's the rich area right out off the Brooklyn Bridge?
Oh, that's
Is it Williamsburg?
I know that's like a Pier. No, that's not Williamsburg. It's like Pierpont Street. It's oh my God, it's oh God.
Where they filmed Moonstruck.
Where they filmed Moonstruck.
Yeah, I thought that area is getting more expensive.
That always has been, the Beverly Hills of Brooklyn, that area down there.
What is it? I can't think of it.
I forgot the name of the neighborhood, but it's very well known. Yeah.
This is the guy lying about me. Doghouse Riley. Did Pat ever manipulate a 24-year-old until he wanted to cut her like a father while bragging about shooting goo, thinking about it? I never, ever, ever thought about having sex with this girl. So fuck off. That's not Kevin Meaney's daughter he's talking about. Yeah, see, I knew this was going to happen. Did Stuttering John, did Pat ever talk about me? What the fuck? Interview over. I knew you guys would chip at me about that, but I was curious because I knew Pat. I knew him very well. So, and like I said, I did at least one show with him and I would hang out with him and talk to him all the time. So, I was just curious. So, did Pat like Andrew Dice Clay?
He rolled his eyes.
Really? Why?
I don't really know. He didn't like his, crude manner. It just wasn't Pat's style. And he worked with him a couple times, and something happened. I don't remember, but no, he didn't. He wasn't a huge fan.
Did he like Sam Kinison?
Yeah.
Yeah. I could get that. I can understand because, Andrew got a little crude, and Sam was just like he was like Pat. He was just so naturally funny.
Well, and Pat could be crude sometimes too, but Andrew was not his cup of tea, and but he liked Sam.
Oh, it's Brooklyn Heights, is
right?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Even though he's calling us all dopes, but
yeah, I don't blame him.
We forgot. We just forgot.
We're getting old. Give us a break.
Old.
Give us a break here.
It is Brooklyn Heights. It's always been A1 neighborhood.
Yeah.
And the view down there of the skyline of Manhattan, the water's right there. It's beautiful.
Yeah, no, it is. It is great. It's like the new place to be, if you will. You know what I mean? Right. So
they built it up like you can't believe down there.
I'll tell you guys that in about 2002, I bought a condo in Manhattan on 14th Street. It was 2,000 square feet, 11-foot ceilings, elevator.
I was there. I went to your party. I was there. I remember it.
2 huge bathrooms, and it was hardwood floors. I bought that for $960,000. When I got the Tonight Show, I sold that 8 months later for $1,450,000. Fucking jeez, that's how quickly that kind of thing goes up. And by the way, that will cause the balloons to happen if I do a peace sign. And then
why?
I don't know. It's so weird. It's like it's computer. And if I do, I think this. Oh, then I get boom! I get the fireworks.
Look at that!
And boom! It's so funny. Here's one for you. Hunter Biden's crack pipe. Thanks for the $5. What did Pat think of Jackie as a talent? Can you name any comics he thought were hacks besides Jackie?
Not off the top of my head. He didn't really go around insult, complaining to me about other, comics. But he would. He didn't call Jackie a hack, but he got mad at Jackie one time. We were all at the Carnegie Deli. He got mad because Jackie didn't ask me if I wanted anything to eat.
Oh, really?
That was his beef with Jackie, no pun intended. But yeah, and I asked Pat if I could have a bite of his sandwich because it was like that tall,
Yeah.
It's so big. But that was no. He didn't really complain a lot about other people, really, other talent or non-talent.
Did he like sports?
he loved the UFC and mixed martial arts. That was
Wow, I would never have thought that.
yeah, that was a huge thing for him. He watched, and if he got mad when they started charging so much for it, but he always wanted to know who won. So he said, "I'm not paying for that anymore." I said, "Well, it's not a big deal. We'll just pay the $80 or something or whatever." And he said, "No, I'm not doing it just out of principle." But the next morning, he always wanted to know who won up until the last, just before he died. That was a biggie. And of course, he loved the horse races, and he taught me how to bet horses. Actually, he did. He loved that. But that was it. And we'd watch football, during the season.
And who was his team?
He really didn't care. We always kind of rooted for the Cowboys because I'm a Cowboys fan since birth. So.
And how about who do you like? The Yankees or the Mets?
Yankees.
Yeah, I'm a big Yankee fan. This guy, Ozen Pig, thanks for doing oink oink bish. Jay Phoenix, from $2 to insult you to $2 to insult you. Guess they don't care.
We don't care, John. Take the $4.
Yeah, I applaud grandfather for beating Pat. Pat's grandfather beat him? Pat's father?
No, Pat's father.
Oh.
She got it wrong.
No,
his grandfather.
Your grandfather.
My grandfather.
Oh, yeah, I got beat by my father too.
Yeah. But that was acceptable in those days.
Yeah, it's the old school mentality.
Right. Some of these kids need a beating today.
Well, I got to tell you, when I was I was in my father's basement, and I said, when I become a father, I'm going to have a son named Oscar, which I do. And I said, I'm never going to lay my hand onto my kids ever. And I'm going to try not to ever raise my voice. And I stuck to that. And because I just knew how bad it was, like, and how it alienated that relationship. I mean, it got better as we got older, and then my dad became like nicer. And that's when he would tell me he loved me. He never told me, growing up ever. You know what I mean?
Sometimes it takes age to humble somebody.
Yeah.
And my grandmother always said my father, when he got older, would humble. And she was right. When he got older, he humbled.
Yes, this is true. Mike Shitty, internet provider. John thought Donald Trump got hit by a paintball. I did. Because at first, it looked surreal to me, that whole thing. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, we know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. I mean, did you think it was real at first? A lot of people didn't think it was real.
I wasn't home. I heard about it when I was at the gym. So
yeah, I was watching the Yankee game, and then my mom texted me, and then I just looked for a second, and the bullets didn't sound loud, so I thought it was like a paintball gun. But then again, but then when Fox News played it, the fucking bullets sounded like fucking bazookas. They were so loud.
Yeah, they probably put the sound engineers worked in their face and pulled it all the way up.
Of course. And what'd you think of all those jackaloons with those stupid bandages on the ear at the Republican National Convention? I mean, how embarrassing. These are the same people that wouldn't wear masks during COVID.
Right. I know. He wanted sympathy. But now he's up against a real woman that's going to give him hell.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
I love it too.
You guys got to watch my political show every Sunday.
Really?
Yeah, I have an Army major on, a state senator named Richard Ojeda. He's awesome. And then I have Brian Karam, who is a press reporter. He's in the White House press room every day, and he's interviewed every president since Reagan. And he's on, and we do this every Sunday at 2:00. So if you ever, my mom loves it. I mean, it's appointment television.
Where do we find it?
The Stuttering John channel.
Okay, great.
Yeah, just
very much into politics. I don't know if you have guests on there or not, but just let me know.
Yeah, I'd bring you on.
Because I just wrote my last book about politics.
You just wrote one?
I wrote 3 books, John.
I didn't know that.
Published his third one.
I just published my 3rd one.
It just went on Amazon.
Wow, I got one published, but I might write another one about this whole Dabbleverse, because I'm the center of it. I'm the alpha and the omega. If I go away, it's over for all these guys because they're not going to have any content. I'm the content provider. Everybody watches me and my drama and everything. And without me, they're done. So, it's like, I mean, it's crazy that they think, and they try and tell people don't super chat me, but don't they realize if they don't super chat me, I go away. I have a fucking college education. I have a bachelor's degree from NYU. I can get good employment. I could become a professor at a university down here in Florida for any media program. So, I mean, I and probably make more money than I'm making doing this. So if these guys want me to go away, then just do it. Don't super chat me, and I'm gone. You know what I mean? Jar, Southern John did try to bang Kate. No, I didn't. Then told all recorded. You call the FBI, regular phone call, you record. I don't know what the fuck that means. Velvet G, Southern John is a mental moron. Thanks for the $2. Thank you. Mike, shitty internet provider. Southern John yells skull. It's like a whole drinking Coors. Like, yeah, I'm Danish, guys. So my mother's straight off the boat. So essentially, I'm a Viking. So when I drink beer, if I drink anything, I'll go skål, and then it's the English says cheers, the Italians say salute, and the Germans say Prost. I mean, so that's just how it is. Let's see. Shuli's manager at Piggly Wiggly, thanks for $5. John, this is gonna make you mad. Emily, did you know Pat thought Anthony Cumia was a huge talent? He laughed so hard on O&A. Is that true?
I don't know about that. I don't.
Yeah. Well, I think he did like them because he championed for them.
Well, he didn't like them in the end. I know that.
Oh, really? Why?
Because that whole show exploited him. They really set him up, and they pushed his buttons, and he lost it. They knew how to get him going nuts, and he went nuts across the hall from Howard.
Wait a second. How did he?
You should go back and listen to the.
How did they exploit him?
Whatever they were asking him, they were setting him up to get crazy.
Oh.
They wanted to get him crazy so they can get ratings. Their ratings, and their show ended up being canceled, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah.
They were thrown off the air, weren't they?
Yeah. Well, Anthony Cumia is a staunch racist. He tweets out F the N's, F the J's.
Yep.
He got fired from Sirius for posting pictures of a black woman and calling her a savage and all this other stuff.
And he was very nasty to me when I called the show, Opie and Anthony, and put them down for exploiting my father. And they were very nasty to me. And if I'm not mistaken, they probably called me the F word.
I'm sure they did.
They're the really white trash. They're really a bunch of white trash.
Well, now I'm going to tell you this that you're not going to believe. When I was on the Tonight Show, when I was a writer there, and I was in the production meetings with Jay. I was the only writer besides Jay. It was me, Jay, the executive producer, Debbie Vickers, and all the segment producers. And they would, go over the segments, go over the interviews, go over the guests in interviews, like tell Jay what they want to talk about and go through all the things.
Yeah, production.
They asked me, Jay and Debbie said, John, what do you think? Opie and Anthony, they want to come on. Do you think that we should book them? And I said, yeah, you should. Not only because they're pretty big in the tri-state area, but also because Howard hates them. And, it would get Howard mad because Howard was attacking Jay at that time. So I'm the one that got Opie and Anthony on the Tonight Show. And yet Anthony now, all he does is do shows hating on me. I mean, these guys have no integrity.
Yeah. Yeah.
John's Gippy Halloween hand. Thanks for Ducks. Don't give Southern John's personal interview. He'll threaten and docs. No, I won't. No, God. What did Pat think of Bob Levy? Did he know who Bob Levy was?
I don't remember hearing him talk about him.
Probably not.
Really?
Yeah. No. Did you know who Shuli Agar was?
I think so. I just don't remember him talking about them.
Well, of course not, because they didn't do anything.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Jacob Ryan asked, This guy did deny using the F word, homophobe. Oh, please. I was trying to be funny in the moment, and it wasn't used to be hateful towards gay people.
We were having a discussion about it.
Mike, shitty internet provider. The Shirley Network is better than this stupid show. So why aren't you watching them? Go away. Right. Oh, now is this wrong, Mike? Emily? So this Kate Meany person told me that she was doing coke all the time, told me that she got paid for sex, her and her friend, and she was going down a wrong path. And then she committed this crime by taping me and giving the tape out on a private conversation in a two-party consent state. So I called her mother to say, it's time you do an intervention because your daughter is not going down a good path. I'd be shocked if she lives past 27. Now, am I a bad person for trying to get her mother to help her daughter?
No.
But these guys will try and twist it and make me look like a bad guy. I was really trying to help. Peter Strinkle, Sonny John had his PI find my identity, threatens me. It wasn't my PI. I knew who you were because you made a mistake and you don't realize the mistake you made. So don't worry about it. Let's see. Oh, here we go. I don't know how, but you made me like you. Thanks for the $2. I'm thinking Hunter Biden is Jackie. Oh, the guy who comes into Hunter Biden is Jackie. Jackie would never spend money. Are you kidding me? Didn't you find, Emily, that Jackie was a cheap fuck? Come on, answer honestly.
I don't even want to tell you.
I know the answer. He's a snort. Listen.
I can tell you stories.
What?
I can tell you stories, but I ain't going to do it now.
Well, I'll tell you one.
I'll call you when we hang up.
What?
I'll call you when we hang up.
Sure. But I'll tell you this. This guy, Michael, he's a great guy. He's Mediator Mike. That's his nickname. He booked Jackie and me. And this is so funny. So Jackie says to me, John, I have a gig for you, but it's only $1,000. You can't negotiate. Now, it's so weird. I can't negotiate, but Jackie can always negotiate. It's ridiculous. But Michael told me that Jackie asked for 2 tickets for him and his girlfriend from New York to L.A. He asked for a top-notch hotel, the hotel of his choice. He asked for per diem per day for food. But then he asked him for the car service to and from the guy's house. But then he asked for a spa day for his girlfriend. Now, that's over the top cheapness and taking advantage of the guy, no?
You know what's funny about that? Pat was exactly the opposite of that.
I'm sure. And Jackie get paid $5,000 for the fucking thing.
Yeah.
For just hanging out. He did some stand-up, but so did I. But it wasn't, and it was a great party. They had a bunch of naked women. They had gambling and alcohol and food. But yeah. And so Pat was a giving guy. Very
generous to everybody, over tipping all the time, but that made him feel good. He was, he felt good about it.
I do the same thing. Emily, I do the same. I get all the time emails from Capital One. Why did you leave a 37% tip? You know why? Because I like that. I mean, these guys are working hard. Why not?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If I could afford it, why not?
Yeah, he really did teach me how to tip. And I talked about that in his memorial, and people kind of chuckled. But it doesn't mean 20%. It means, tip people who aren't expecting a tip even, And if you can tip more than 20, then do.
I do. I always do.
He just walked around passing out money. He'd get up from the dinner table sometimes at restaurants and go in the back and just be passing out money to the people in the back. He was like that.
Yeah. Diz5, thanks for the duck. Sonny John, we watch you lie and gaslight Dale. I said, yeah, well, thank you for $2. Thank you. Mike Shitty and Tim Rivard. Sonny John is anti-faxer. Mike Morris has a bigger resume. No, he doesn't. Hunter Biden's crack pipe. Thanks for the $5. To this day, I think Pat was probably the only roast comic who didn't write his jokes down. He came up on the fly. Amazing talent to see live.
Yes, thank you. And I think he was. He said he was. But that's why they always made him close. because he, he's done some great bits on just that.
You couldn't follow Pat. I wouldn't want to follow Pat.
No.
I don't think anybody would want to follow.
And his trick was, if everybody had said everything there was to say about the person being roasted, then he moved to somebody else, right? He moved to someone else in the dais or in this audience even that he knew, He did that to Scorsese. He was supposed to be in the movie Casino, but he didn't like the part that Scorsese had offered him. So he broke his chops, during Jerry Lewis's roast, because Jerry Lewis was over there going to sleep. And so he starts breaking his chops about that he gave him he wanted the Don Rickles role. I said, they weren't going to give you that role. You'd have completely been a scene stealer, right?
Yeah.
He would have outshined De Niro because of his personality. He never would have been able to do, remember how Don Rickles was so quiet in that role? He barely said anything. Can you imagine Pat doing that? Forget about it. You never.
No, but so what role did he offer him in Casino?
The guy, I cannot think of the guy, the guy who they were recording in the, who basically busted everybody. They were recording him. I can't think, Vic, the guy's real name. I can't think of it. But it wasn't a bad role. It just wasn't the one he wanted.
Yeah.
I can't think of his name, but it was the guy who busted everybody accidentally. They were recording him in the ceiling.
Oh, shit.
I can't think of the name of the actor, but he called Pat so grateful thank you so much, Pat, for the role. Anyway,
wow.
People talk about that movie every day out in Vegas still. And it was, I had a house over in that area where they filmed the whole, everything over there.
It was a great movie, which brings us back to Sharon Stone. It all comes full circle, doesn't it, Emily?
Yeah. And people were telling Marty that he should do a Casino too, but he's done. I think he's got one more movie in him.
Probably. John Skippy Halloween, hand thanks to the bucks. These poor people don't care. You're insanely mentally ill. Okay, thank you. Penis wrinkle. I have to send him this money or he'll ruin my life. Help. Dirty Deeds. This is a really good guy. He's my good buddy. Thanks for the $2. Cooper over Rickles. What did Pat think of Don Rickles?
Well, he really liked Don. He wanted that role, but he really liked Don, and he had a lot of respect for him.
Don't you like this, guys, that all these people really loved your father and loved your husband? I mean, this is because, how could you not? He was a legend.
And he was so funny. The guy was just so funny. And he was a good guy. He had a good heart,
And quite honestly, I'd rather have you guys on than some boring fucking celebrity who's going to fuck, I'd rather get the dirt on Pat Cooper, and talk about the life of a legendary comic that was beloved by, I would say every comic in the business I don't think Jerry Seinfeld would want to follow Pat Cooper, put it that way.
Yeah, right. Yeah. No, because Pat didn't care. He would break anybody's chops. No one was safe. I'm telling you, nobody was safe from that guy.
Gino Bobina, what does Mike? Oh, and then he leaves.
Turn on the. He's just going to turn on the AC.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What does Mike think of this interview? Mike, what do you think of this interview? Michael.
A+, 5-star. 5-star.
There you go, Gino. 5-star. Hey, I'm not going to toot my own horn, but I'm a damn good interviewer.
You are, because I've listened to you before. I was like, he really does a pretty good job. I've listened to you. No, you sound great. You really do.
Well, you know why? Because ever since I was a little kid, I've been so interested. I know this is not appropriate, but I was a late bloomer. I didn't reach puberty. So I would actually ask, like the 11, 12-year-old girls or guys, do you have hair down there yet? And I had no problem asking, but I'm just, I am inquisitive. I want to know things. It's important. I don't know. So
you're a good interviewer. You are.
Yeah, that's because you got to really care about the people you're interviewing.
Well, right. This is actually Pat was a fascinating character. I'm surprised more people haven't called Michael.
Yeah, I am too, but they probably will now. Sully's manager at Piggly Wiggly's Thanks for the fiver. Did you hear Pat said David Chase made him audition for The Sopranos 5 times, but no part? The 6th time, he told Chase to fuck off. Is that true?
What Pat told me was that he said they told him he wasn't Italian enough. But Pat was a great actor. Pat was, and it was sophisticated. He didn't show up like a guinea, you know. You know what I'm saying? He could play a guinea, but no, they said he wasn't Italian enough for whatever. I mean, you know, whatever that means.
Do you remember what season and episode the Pat thing is with Seinfeld? Because I'd love to try and find it again.
You can find it on YouTube very easily. The answer is no. Your arm is in the way. We're just getting our tech going here. It's really easy to find on YouTube. It's on. I need to send you the video, the tribute video we did for him, because you'll appreciate it.
And is that on YouTube?
I think so. But I can send you the version. We spent like about 40 hours on it.
So you still miss Pat every day?
Yeah, it's a void, you know. And he was really good to me, and we had a lot of fun together. You know, and I was with him all day, every day for 5 years out in Las Vegas.
What kind of music did Pat like?
We listened to Seriously Sinatra all the time.
I knew you said Sinatra. I swear to God.
Yeah.
I go.
Well, I mean, you know, that's what we did that big show the other night that was a tribute, and they made me pick Pat's favorite songs, and I had a really good idea of which ones they were, and they were all standards, you know. But he actually liked Gershwin.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, if you can believe that. That surprised me.
Okay, let me guess. Love and Marriage, New York, New York. I Did It My Way.
Get that sheet. Get the sheet that I gave you. It's got the whole list on it. No, it was more. Oh my goodness, it was more like Dean Martin. Volare. You know, Sergio Franchi was one of his best friends. People always think Dean did the greatest version of that song, but Sergio did a great version of that song too.
Of which one?
Volare.
Oh, okay. And what the hell is this?
But all those Dean Martin Sinatra songs.
Do you like Dean Martin?
I love Dean Martin. Yeah.
Did you like his music?
Love it. I listen to it all the time.
Did he like the Dean Martin roasts?
We have the whole collection, yeah. And they play it on Thanksgiving. They play it on one of the cable channels, so we would watch it. Yeah, he would appreciate those. Yeah, because all those great guys were on there. We used to see Rich Little out in Vegas a lot too. He's still there.
I know. I just performed in Vegas. He did the earlier show, and then I was in the later one at the Tropicana.
Yeah, well, it's over.
So I took a picture with. I mean, who didn't remember Rich Little? But
he was so ubiquitous on television in the 70s, everywhere.
Did Pat ever do the Dean Martin roast?
I don't think he did.
I'm surprised.
I don't know why that he didn't, but he did the Dean Martin show more than once.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Was he ever on Jay Leno?
I don't know. I really don't know. I don't think he was. He may have been on, I think he was on Carson, but I don't think he was on Leno.
How about David Letterman?
Yes. Oh, yeah. And Conan O'Brien.
Yeah.
Just that Carson.
I was on Conan. There's that thumb again. Conan, Jon Stewart, and Jay Leno. Those are the three of the late night shows, that did. But I'll take that anytime. I was on Conan like 6 times, 7 times. And I couched with Conan for 1 or 2 segments, and he had my band play on Conan, that same show. So it was all Stuttering John.
Wow.
Dirty D, $6 with $2. For your information, I have hair down there. Gino, he is a funny guy. Gino Bobina, thanks for the talk. Mike, Brokeback Mountain 2 with you and John.
Not my type.
Do you have a partner?
No, I don't. But John's definitely not my type.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. I don't mind. And apparently, I'm not any lady's type either, because I haven't got laid in about a year now. Jay Phoenix, John, your numbers are insanely low these days. Yeah, that's because all you guys are trying to tell people to not watch. Mike, shitty internet provider. Thanks about Stuttering John never pays any of his guys. Come to DC too, Mike. And Yeah, I don't pay guests. I think it's a bad, when you have this kind of show, it's a bad precedent to set because, it's not like I'm making fucking 2,000 a show. You know what I mean?
No.
I mean, I'll be lucky if I made 200 or 300 from this show today. It's not like I'm making like so much money. Donkey Punch, thanks for $2. Liam was on Ray 2 nights ago, goofing on your kids. Well, join the party. That's all these fucking guys do. Let's see. ML, thanks to the fiber. John, anyway, can you do a latest show tonight? I always love your latest shows. You the man. Skull. No, I'll be watching the Yankees against the Mets tonight. All right, well, you guys have been on for 2 hours. I don't want to keep you any longer, so why don't you do some plugs here?
Well, for Pat's Legacy, we can everybody can follow his Instagram account that we started, like I mentioned earlier, during COVID.
Mention it again.
At the Pat Cooper, the one and only Pat Cooper. So we posted a lot of things on from back into 2020. We posted things. Then mine is at Emily's Las Vegas, which we'll put all of Pat's stuff that we do out there on there. But I'm going to be at the procession. Michael and I are both be at the procession at the San Gennaro Feast in Las Vegas in September, on September 19th. We'll be doing that. Then Pat's name will be laid down at the Brooklyn Botanic Gardens this Monday. You can see it on the Celebrity Path after
with
that.
all the other Brooklynites, John. With all the other Brooklynites now. Isn't that all just all celebrities, Brooklynites?
Sorry, the child actor who beat Bob Levy, thanks for fiber. You ever hear Pat ripping on Tony Bennett? Really funny. He called him a junkie and got fired from his Las Vegas show. LOL. Did you guys hear about that?
I didn't hear about the part that he got fired, but he talked about how he got in the car one day once. Yeah, he wasn't a junkie. He got in the car one day and Pat got stoned just from because he was smoking pot, and Pat got stoned from the smoke in there.
Oh, did he like Tony or not?
Oh no, he did. Yeah, he loved Tony. Yeah, they went to the Copa together.
Tony's such a sweeght of a guy.
Yeah, no. Pat loved him. If he was doing that, he was just joking. But yeah, he gave him a book one time about Da Vinci, and Pat thanked him for it the next day, and he didn't even remember giving it to him. Stuff like that.
Anthony Cumia, thanks for $2. Liam said your kid met her wife. Oh, it's so stupid. And that's a fake Anthony Cumia, but that's the kind of thing Anthony Cumia would freaking write because he's fucking such an asshole. But anyway, you were doing your plugs. I'm sorry, but it was just, the guy had a question.
It's all right. So we're just going to keep working on Pat's legacy as best we can. Look, he was a legendary pioneer for the Italians, and he was the voice of more than one generation, with his comedy, and I think that's important to preserve as best we can.
You guys have
a question, John.
Yeah.
That when my father was from the 60s, he started in the 60s, and when we went on the Howard Stern show was 1989.
Yeah.
Would you agree with me that even though my father was a regular guest on the Howard Stern show, would you agree with me when that Family Feud thing happened, that opened my father's name to a whole new generation of kids that might not have known him?
Fuck yeah. I mean, in those days, Michael, Howard was so big that he could make a comedian's career. That he was like what the Johnny Carson was. I mean, so definitely. I mean, Howard. If Howard talked about a comedian and said they were funny, that comedian would be sold out. Every show that whole weekend.
So a whole new generation, not just the kids' parents knew about Pat Cooper and hearing Pat Cooper and Howard Stern. Now they really heard the whole family of Pat Cooper. And I think it kind of brought my father's career into another generation.
Oh, definitely.
That would follow, right?
Oh, definitely.
Because today you mentioned to the young kids, 20, 25 years old, they don't even know who Donna Summer is. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So it's like,
yeah,
it's a lost generation.
Well,
his generation is dying out.
Well, next year the Italian American Museum here on Mulberry Street, which is being renovated, it's not even open yet. It's going to be open by next week for our event, but they're going to do an exhibit on Pat's we're going to put it together, and it'll go on for hopefully at least 2 months. It'll be there. But I suggest people go see the Italian American Museum on Mulberry Street, because it's going to be amazing. So we can try to preserve that down there, because there's not a lot left of the Italians down there, which is pretty sad. So
On Mulberry Street?
Well, Little Italy has shrunken. It shrunk.
Why?
Italy. Well, the Asians, Chinatown, took over most of it.
Do you know my favorite places in Little Italy? Il Cortile.
yeah, that's great. We went there for a Christmas dinner once. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a great place.
Which was Pat's?
Favorite Italian restaurant?
Yeah.
He loved Il Molino on West 3rd Street.
Oh, that's right. I heard about them. I got to try that one out.
That was his favorite, really. But we went to all the ones on the Upper East Side, and yeah, he wanted to go out in New York. He wanted to go out to dinner every single night. It was really exhausting.
Mike Shitty Intervivada, what did you think of Don Buchwald, Mike?
Oh,
It was done.
okay. So Don Buchwald, I just saw that Don Buchwald died.
Yeah.
He was Howard. It was the big agent for Howard and Fred and Robin, right?
I didn't realize that.
And now Gary.
And Gary.
Yeah, but he was a horrible person to me.
Well, that's what Jackie said.
He would bully me all the time and scream at me and make me feel like a little kid. And just, I mean, because Don Buchwald's whole thing was he didn't want anyone to get too big. He didn't want us because then Howard's going to lose them. So he wanted to keep his fucking paycheck in order, which was to keep all of us on the Howard Stern show. And from what I heard from a very good source over at Buchwald, Don gave out the order to when Fred, after Private Parts came out, that people were asking for Fred to be in things. Don would put the kibosh and not tell Fred, because he didn't want Fred to get too big, and then maybe Fred would have left. So you know, that's horrible if you ask me. You know, so
that's basically what Jackie told me.
Yeah, I mean, I said I gave my condolences to his family, you know, but I did not like that man at all, you know. But anyway, guys, thank you for coming on, and I hope to have you back soon. And if you ever want to come on to plug something, feel free to just, you know, you have my number, Mike.
John, we greatly appreciate it. He gave us a lot of time today. That was busy plugging in my computer because I don't know why it wasn't charging, but it's okay now. But he gave us a lot of time, and we got a lot of things answered for you.
Yes.
You guess.
Do you have birds there? Because it sounds like something's chirping.
I do. I opened the bathroom door because I have them locked in there.
I didn't know if it was the birds or the air conditioner.
He's got 6 parakeets.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sitting there going, am I hearing things?
Sorry about that.
No, I don't care. All right, guys. Well, it's been great. Thanks for coming on.
All right, John. Thank you. It was fun. We appreciate
All right.
it. We'll talk to you. All right,
Bye-bye.
bye.
All right. And Emily, I don't remember her last name. Emily, what's your last name again?
Well, it's Connor, but everybody
right.
calls me Emily Cooper now, so I just roll with it. I don't care.
Okay. Emily Connor, because I don't want to get your name wrong when I'm saying
That's
goodbye to you.
fine. Thank you, darling.
All right, I'll see you. And Emily Connor for coming on the show today. And I thought it was a great interview. And I'm grateful that they gave me this interview, especially because, I mean, I was a huge fan of both her husband and his father. So, and it was great to reminisce about a great comic, an Italian from Brooklyn. You don't get more Italian than that. And I really enjoyed it. So I thank them for coming on. And now I'm just going to get into some of this Dabbleverse stuff because, as you know, it's gotten way too toxic. It's gotten way too ridiculous. And seriously, at this point, I don't know. Like, it's like I don't want to go away because I enjoy this, you know. And I know a lot of you people are trying to get me go away, but you don't understand that if I go away, this is over for you. There's no alpha anymore, and without the alpha, this dies. So I'll be the alpha and the omega of this Dabbleverse. If I leave, it is over. You will have no content. You go on YouTube now. You got Cardiff Electric talking about Stuttering John. You have Lady K talking about Stuttering John. Shitware, Stuttering John. Pocky, Stuttering John. Bedabbler, Stuttering John. It doesn't end. every fucking show relies on the Duke. And quite frankly, it's a lot to have over my shoulders. For me to have to fucking, do this to help you pay for your fucking kids' fucking school supplies is a lot of weight on my back. And it's not something that, I really want to do. But there are other things I want to talk about. First of all, now you all know about this lawsuit, this frivolous lawsuit that Vince the lawyer has done in retaliation to my ethics complaint. Now, my ethics complaint is sound. He tried to gain unlawful entry to my house, accused me of drunk driving, played a video alleging that it was me driving over traffic lights and stop signs, and I have that footage. I downloaded it and I saved it through Clip Grab. And all of that will be played in my counter lawsuit against Mr. Imbessi. I talked to my lawyers today, pro bono. Mr. Imbessi's tactics is to file a frivolous lawsuit against me, to drain me of money to pay for attorneys while he filed from his own law firm. What he doesn't know is I have very close friends, other than the guy that called Bob Levy, who I had some words with yesterday and last night. I have a lot of attorneys that can't wait to countersue because what the lawsuit is about is flawed. I'm not going to tell them how many flaws are in the paragraphs, but it is flawed. And it's all in retaliation by the ethics committee. And I was advised, the ethics committee is not allowed to advise me, but let's just say they understand it's a retaliatory lawsuit. So I'm not going to talk anymore about it. I don't know what Vince's end game, but Vince, if you want to take it this far, I will be in for the battle. I am not a quitter. I have legal friends in high places. And I'm not going to get bullied by you. You are the one who accused me of doing cocaine, who falsely accused me of drunk driving, who sent me deliveries to disrupt my show, who called my gym, Crunch Fitness, in Chatsworth, and gave my member ID number out. You did all of this, and I have you videotaping me while showering in my bathroom. In the bathroom. I have all this on tape. So, okay, let's take it to the mattresses. Let's go. Let's just do it. Because I'm not going to be afraid of you. Don't think for a minute I'm not going to respond. Albeit your servants was not correct. I don't live at my mother's house, nor was I there when the mail nail came in. But, okay, it's not worth fighting it. It's not worth it to me to fight the illegal service. But I will fight you in court, and I look forward to it. Thank you. Now, let's move on to Pinky, shall we? Now, Pinky, I am sick and tired of you trying to not only fuck with my family, but trying to fuck with my income. The Duke is not going to stand for that. And you, by bullying people, yes, people like Leo Gunn, who's now left me, don't want to be my friend anymore. You bully them into not super chatting me. You notice I haven't even got a $10 super chat. No more Spectre. No more Legend. Legend hasn't sent me a Pinky or Ready in a while. I don't know why. I was on the phone with the Legend today. He helped my friend out who's getting his son whose son is a dynamite ball player at the young age of 15. The legend said he was going to super chat me today, but he hasn't. But the legend is not because of you, Pinky, but all the other ones is because of you. And I'm happy that even Dirty Deeds super chatted me because I could see they're all, look, what Legend and I were talking about, Pinky, was you are doing the Howard Stern playbook. I haven't even got $20 from Daniel August. But I'll survive. The Duke will go on. The Duke will survive. But you think you're going to bully my guests like Rob Saul and bully my fucking super chatters? Well, you keep that up and I'm going to fucking put your fucking wife's picture up here every day. Because if you're going to start playing this fucking game, affecting my income, I'm paying for my kid's car, and you want to adversely affect my income, well, I'm going to come at you hard. Very hard. You got kids too, Pinky. So don't think, that you're going to start putting shit with my kids, because I'll do the same to yours. But all I'm going to tell you is this, very simply, because last night you did a show and you started telling your super chatters in a very passive-aggressive way, why did you super chat that idiot? Kevin, don't fuck with my wallet. Listen to me very closely. Don't fuck with my income. I'll get back to Vince. Yes, in my response to that frivolous lawsuit, the retaliatory lawsuit, I am going to counter it with you paying the punitive damages, because even my lawyers, believe me, maybe they will charge me, because you'll be paying for it and all the court fees. You got a lot more to lose than I do, Vince. I don't got the money you got. I don't got 3 fucking houses and condos like you have. So, look, get in touch with me. Get in touch with me if you want. You know how to. You can ask Brittany. But if you want to end this, we end this. But because I have to respond to this thing. And I can't wait, actually. I really can't wait. I love litigation. Love it. My ex-wife always told me that I should have been a lawyer. Now, granted, I'm not. But I know the rule of law pretty damn well. But I'm not going to tell you the mistakes you made. Now, the ethics committee knows the mistakes you made. They know. Now, and what you don't know is you want to go down this path, that's fine. That's fine. Or you can work it out. It's up to you. It's up to you. But it's ridiculous. I didn't start this. You did. When I saw you in front of my fucking house, don't think I don't have the pictures of that either, Vince. Don't think I don't have tape of you admitting to trying to break into my house. Don't think I have all the videos of you. Oh, calling cops and firemen looters, using the N-word on a regular basis. Yeah, can't wait. Can't wait, Vince. Can't wait. And that's just tip of the iceberg stuff. Now, getting back to Pinky. I'm sorry. I'm sidetracking. Pinky, I'm telling you right now, don't fuck with my income. Do not fuck with my income. I'm not kidding around, Pinky. The same goes for Shitware. He's trying the same thing. Don't super chat John. Don't super chat John. Well, shitware, you have something coming your way. You should be fucking waiting for a doorbell to ring. Trust me. A doorbell will be ringing for Kate Meany. That's a fact, Jack. And for Lady K, because Lady K played some tapes yesterday. He'll be named. They will all be named. And Bedabbler, Rocco Barrow, wait for it. You're all being named. You're all being named. And I was on the phone with my attorneys for 3 hours today. 3 fucking hours. One about the tapes, one about the frivolous lawsuit. So don't think I'm taking his shit sitting down, and don't think I'm bluffing. Do not think I'm bluffing. And do not think that all of this today, the 3 hours, was not pro bono. It was. 3 hours with the guy that makes $815 an hour. But he did it for me pro fucking bono. This shit ain't gonna cost me anything, Vince. But maybe it will. Maybe it will. But Lady K, I can't believe after you said you'll never play the tapes and you don't want to get private, you don't want to go down that path, and then you fucking play the tapes. You guys took it way too far. You made it way too personal. It ain't right. What you're doing is not ethical. You're destroying a person's life. And you are. You are. You're destroying my life. All of you are destroying my life. How so? Sending people to my pub, getting them to block me in, Shuli, and then videotaping me, and then you gleefully play it on your show, taking pictures of me when I'm going for a walk, calling the gym, doing bad Yelp and Google reviews like you did to Pickwick, like you did to Stevie Tomatoes. I mean, you guys have taken this way too far and made it way too personal. And guess what? You canceled my gigs. You got me fired from school. I was fired from school. I know I told you I wasn't. I was. I got reinstated after I had to send in a lot of shit to them. But I was fired for 3 months. That's a fact. So you guys can think, that's a fact, Jack. You guys can think that I wasn't fired, but I was. And I had the documentation that I was for my school district. So I can't wait for the next coming months. I can't wait. I really can't wait. But you guys have made this way too fucking personal. You have destroyed my life as I knew it. Pinky, remember when you were trying to get my ex-wife on the show? So how could you do that? But I'm not allowed to put a picture of your wife. But I know what happened, Pinky. You think I don't know things? I know a lot of things. I got a lot of moles. I got people who tell me a lot. People who are in your close proximity. And what I know is that your wife nuked all of her social media accounts. No more. No more. Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, all gone. All gone. Why do you think, Pinky? Why do you think? And I wish I was a fly on the wall in that fight. And you know it was a fight with you and your wife. Because now she had to nuke everything. Because of you! Because of you and your insane racist behavior. You think I don't know that your wife's relatives were contacted? They were. And they played them the clips of all your racism. You think that went over well with your black wife? I don't think so. And how naive of you to not think that I don't know that. I do. I wasn't going to talk about it on the show. But until now, you're going after my guests. You're going after my super chatters. The gloves are off, you dickhead. I don't take this shit sitting down. No. Don't think that for a minute. I will be relentless. And you know what's so funny? You call me an idiot. Pinky, I have a college degree. Do you? Curious. I have a real estate license. Do you? I'm just curious. I have a LA school certification. Do you? I'm just curious. So you can keep calling me an idiot, because if I'm an idiot, then you're mentally challenged. Okay? Because I have achieved more academically than you ever will in your life. So don't fucking think for a second you're smarter than me, you pinky fuck. Don't think for a second. Because you're not. But you call me an idiot. Now, of course, it doesn't bother me because it could be further from the truth. But man, that's rich, Pinky. To call me an idiot? Dude, I could run circles around you academically. I took a 4-hour comprehensive algebra reading and writing and aced it to become a school teacher. You think you could do that? I don't think so. Thank you, Crackhead Bob. You're welcome. No. Don't ever think you're funnier than me. Don't ever think you're more talented than me. Don't ever think you achieve more than me. And don't ever think you're smarter than me. Because you'd be wrong. You'd be dead wrong. But again, I am not going to sit here and let you fuck with my guests and let you fuck with my super chatters. It ain't happening. I will not take it sitting down. I will fight. See, Pinky? The 38th top universities in the world. New York University. Shut the fuck up, you pinky fuck. And I'm being serious here. I am not kidding. There is not one fucking bit of fucking joking in this rant. I am pissed off. I'm mad as hell, and I'm not going to take it anymore. Oh, John showed a picture of my wife, but I could call his mom a dump twice. I could call his sister ugly and say she looks like Danny DeVito a bunch of times. I can call John a deadbeat, say his wife sued him, say I had a court order against me, even though it wasn't true. But I can't show a picture of your wife who happens to be beautiful? Are you fucking with me? I mean, you are a fucking asshole. There's a reason why you had a show called Burning Bridges. Because you are a fucking dickhead. And you know who I'm contacting next? The Sorcerer. I am. And I don't give a fuck if you don't care. But what he's doing is bullshit. Diagnosing Ray DeVito over one picture. Fuck you, sorcerer. You call yourself a psychiatrist. Really? I've had plenty of psychiatrists. Never had one that was involved in your shitty racist show. Ever. That motherfucker should be ashamed. Ashamed. Pat's son equals loser equals Johnson equals failure. Somebody just wrote drunk in the chat. It's almost 5. I haven't had one fucking alcoholic beverage. Mike, shitty internet provider. Thanks for the $2. We did your whole interview, starring John. Great reporting, dummy. What? I don't know what he's talking about. We did your whole interview, stuttering John. Great reporting, dummy. I don't know what the fuck that means. Guy talks in riddles. Mike, shitty internet provider. Thanks, dogs. Can you say scoliosis? Mensa Math loves meat curtains. Penis wrinkle. Thanks for the $2. You're obviously scared or you wouldn't hid from service. I never read the thing. I never read it. Now I read it. Now I had to read it today when I was talking to my attorney. Now I know what's in it. So now I'm not scared at all. Clay Dabbler, Legend sent you a 50 at the start? Really? Holy shit. Oh. So he did super chat me. Legend, my man. Get at him good today, John. Thanks for letting me meet Marco today. Best of luck to him and his son on their baseball journey. I hope I was able to help. He can call me anytime. Scola. Oh, so Legend did keep his word. He did say he was going to super chat me today. Thank you, Legend. Now, he's a good fucking guy. Like I told you. He helped my friend out big time today. Now, Brandon still thinks that the Legend is not a fucking real baseball player. That's how stupid Brennan is. Like, I know where the Legend is. I ain't going to tell you. But it's baseball oriented. Oh, yeah. The Legend is a fucking legend. Number 2 draft pick. Trust me. Trust me. I'm going to be hanging with him very soon. I'm not going to tell you where. But we're going to party. I'll be partying with a Major League ball player. Justin, do it. You're killing it, dude. Come on them hard. I will. I am not going to stop. I will come on as hard as ever. I'll come in as hard as ever. And I didn't plan on it. With Vince, I didn't intend it. Vince crossed the line. I didn't. He crossed the line. And he knows it now. That's why he took that all shows. But thankfully, we recorded them. But I didn't fucking, he crossed the line. Not me. He caused this. Not me. But it's, it's going to end in some way. Wow, thanks for the 99 cents. John's Gimpy Halloween hand. Thanks for the $2. Go away, deadbeat rapist. We don't care. Jay Phoenix, you recorded someone recording you taking a shower. No. I didn't record anybody. I just downloaded the clip. Dummy. Get it right, you dumb fuck. Put ones in the chat. There you go, Jay Phoenix. Also, don't forget that Clay is waiting to pounce. Clay is a good man. Clay is a really good man. Bubble Popper, member for 3 months. Please go away. We do not care. We need a break from you too. There are others like Steel Toe who are already taking your place. Fake tough guy. Huh? You think that Steel Toe could replace this? You're out of your mind. You're out of your fucking mind. No one's better than the Duke. John is the alpha and omega of the Dabbleverse. Fact. So don't think for a minute that anybody is going to replace me here. It ain't going to happen. And you know what? I'm humble even that you have been a member for 3 months. I am. Thank you. I am. Jay Phoenix, thanks for the $2. Pro bono is what? Okay, I'm not doing that one. Mike, shitty internet provider. Why didn't you tell Mike where and what DC2 was? Because he don't care. Son of Penis Wrinkle, apologize for filing frivolous ethics complaint. Not frivolous at all. Believe me, they take it very seriously. Very seriously. And I had no choice. He was giving me no choice. Come into my fucking house. And when I said you weren't there, he doubled down and proved he was there with pictures. And I have that tape. So, and the ethics committee has that tape. So dude, if somebody tried to break into your house, how would you feel? How would you feel? Would you feel safe that you have a stalker fucking doing this shit to you? Taking video of you while you're in the shower? I had to tie the fucking iron cord around the doors so he couldn't get in. He still managed to fucking take a video of it. Of me in my underwear. You don't think that's called invasion of privacy? You don't think that's unethical and unbecoming of the behavior of a lawyer? It is. And he knows it. You guys think I'm scared. I'm not scared. He should be scared. And now he should doubly be scared. Because I'm fighting this fucking lawsuit. I'm looking forward to it. He thinks he can bleed me out. He ain't gonna. He ain't gonna. That counter suit will be filed very shortly. Danny, thanks for the $2. You caused a toxic environment. So really? How? I was doing a political show and a beer on the balcony with celebrities. That's all I was doing. Then I left and went away for 8 months to teach. And these idiots kept attacking my kids, kept attacking me, kept trying to get me fired, kept canceling my comedy gigs. But I started. Got it. Dickhead. Penis wrinkle. Everyone's beating the Duke at his own dirty game. I love you revisionist history morons. They started it, not me. They started it. I didn't. And that's a fact, Jack. Any person who's going to really give historical commentary on the Dabbleverse, it was not created by me. I mean, I'm the one who's got mad at Chrissy Mayer for calling me a dabbler or saying that I dabbled in comedy. Yes, but these guys went fucking over the top at attempting to destroy my life. And, isn't it sick that the Shitware and Silent Mike and Log Cabin Larry and Phildo actually find pleasure in it, and Barbara and Discount fucking Con, they find it pleasurable to try and destroy a man's life. I mean, just forget about everything else. They fucking get pleasure in it. That's sick. That's really egregious behavior. John's gimpy Halloween hand. Back to threatening kids. Class C, please. I didn't threaten kids. I'm saying if he's going to do shit like that, I'll retaliate. I don't take shit sitting down. Just know that. And if he's going to fuck with my income, whoa. That's a fucking red alert. I am with stupid Were you nicknamed Skip in your youth? Yes. Eric Mahler, who eventually became a lead singer in my band, great one at that. He called me Skip. Jay Phoenix, thanks for the $2. Language is all we have, John. You get it right. It's not all we have. Let's see. Oh, good. My Amazon delivery came. Very good. My cat scratch post and my sofa protectors for the cats. So now I can let the cats out of my bedroom, which is quite big. So where is this? So where, let me see this. Oh, that's why I can't read it on here. I love the legend. I mean, what he did today for my friend was fucking amazing. Oh, okay, legend. I gotta send this to my computer. Hold on. No, hold on. There it goes. All right, there's the airdrop. That's done. That's done. 3 or 4, a couple about me. Okay. Oh yeah, I didn't know, Legend, that you sent the thing. I'm sorry. First channel stream was me earlier on. I had to leave. Oh, okay. Put on the KB thing. You know the shit he does. Maybe I shouldn't be reading it out loud. I'm trying to. He's doing it to Lou. Who's Lou? All right, I guess I could put a. The shit he's doing, trying to keep people on the show now. He's doing it to Lou, maybe Stevie Lou. Before now, he's doing it to Rob. Try to keep calling him on the other night on here. Yeah, you're doing talk to text. I can't understand it. Basically, he's trying to keep you from coming on your show and super chatting and sneak away by Stevie Lou, like picks like now, Rob, why do you think he's on there? So it's hard to read. He never dogged Rob Saul, so he came on your show. Think about why that is, because he's trying to fuck with your show. I know. Saying you 50 buddy, good luck. Kill him, John. LOL. Yeah, I was planning on playing this stuff. So all right, you know what? Fuck this. All right, let me transfer that down here. And then let me see what else he sent me. Let's see. I got this one. Oh, here's the other one. Let's see. Oh, here it is. Okay. Hold on. Okay, let me go to that one. All right, hold on. Let's see. Was that my lost interest? I think it's my lost interest. Broccoli broke KB's heart. Yeah, okay. fucking. No, I want the new ones. What the fuck? All. Let me get on his fucking channel, because where is it now? What the fuck? Fucking. Just give me the fucking guy's fucking channel, please. No, I want his fucking channel. Okay. For you. Where the fuck is this? Videos. Popular. Why can't I find it? What the fuck? Why the fuck can't I find it? Let me see. Let me see if I can do it this way. No, can't fucking find it. So, as usual, let me see if I can just play it from here. It's on YouTube. Maybe I can. Kevin Brennan learns that broccoli. Let me see if I can even play it from here. Hold on. Oh, there we go. All right. All right. Okay.
I can't listen to this. Anyway, I'm watching John because somebody said John's not going to Atlantic City. How is that my business? I don't know. How's that my business? I don't know. Anyway, so I go to watch John's show because I'm doing my prep for today's show. And I see Brock Lee gave John $100. And I'm like, wait, Brock Lee, wasn't he coming to the show? What wasn't it me and Brock Lee supposed to? That was why Atlantic City got started. Me and Brock Lee. So now John, with all his crying, now Brock Lee is giving John $100 super chats, because John used to cry that he only gave John a dollar or $2.
Okay, now look, this is Kevin now. What he's trying to do is get Brock Lee not to super chat me, and he was successful. Brock Lee doesn't super chat me anymore. He did pay me, I think he gave me $450 to come to Atlantic City. I think 200 of which went to Hitman Dan, but okay. But, Pinky is such a fucking crybaby.
Give me 100. So now, with all John's crying, he won Brock Lee over. So I'm not going. How about that? I'm not fucking going. Bye. Why would I fucking go? It was supposed to be me and Brock Lee and whoever. And now it's like, hey, John, I'm Brock Lee. Fuck that. So why am I going? You got John. You got who you wanted, Brock Lee, right? You got who you wanted, but I'm supposed to. Right. Got it.
Man.
Got it. I mean, it's unfucking believable. Unfucking believable. Yeah. So I'll see everybody there. Why the fuck should I go? Who am I going to see? Melton? That fat fuck? Melton has a hunchback. Bet me he doesn't. When I saw him in Atlantic City, I'm like, Why does he have a hunchback? So, I didn't really care. He's unattractive. He's physically unattractive, but he literally has a hunchback. Bet me he doesn't. Bet me he doesn't have a hunchback. Bet me he doesn't.
Wah.
So John, with all his crying, John won with all his crying. Broccoli's like, yep. That's what we're doing. Broccoli's got to pay John. So who's paying me? Who's paying me? Who's paying me? So I'm supposed to show up. Why? So Levy can beat me half to death? I can play poker with Melton? I'm not interested in any of this.
And then we'll just see, and then I'll finally end up picking a time that will work for me. Thank you all for the very generous super chats from all of you, Brock Lee and Leo Gunn.
Did you hear him say Brock Lee?
Yeah.
Did you hear that?
Why, he's only allowed to super chat?
I heard it. Oh, I can't even read this. Adam, read this. I'm kidding. Adam's not here. I can't. I like doing shows by myself when I'm this mad or this depressed because it's like nobody knows how to handle it. Brock Lee, $100. Thank you, sir. I'll give it back to you. I mean, this is not I'm not grifting. I'm not grifting Brock Lee, but it's like, but John used to, I didn't even read the super chat yet. I didn't even read ahead. So I'm just going from, John was like, why don't I get the money? Literally begging Brock Lee to give him money and mad that he would give me money and give John $2. So, and then I'm watching today. I'm like, holy shit, Brock Lee. But it's like, and then John still thinks he's special because Brock Lee's going to pay for him to come there or someone's going to get him a hotel. And then John will be like, I'm doing better than Kevin because no one got Kevin a hotel. And this is how fucking stupid these people are. I mean, Melton doesn't make any money. He's turning it about my money because he doesn't make dick. Watch his show, count his super chats, and get back to me. I'll pay you to count his super chats every day. It's a 4-hour fucking slog. I get it. But he don't make any money. I send him a super chat. He reads it immediately. But he's worried about my money. And he has a hunchback. I don't know if it's a humpback, like a humpback whale, or a hunchback. I don't know what's the proper terminology. He can't stand straight up ever. So I don't know if that's 20 years of podcasting. So for the 20 years of podcasting, what does he have to show for it? A curvature of the spine. He don't have any money. He doesn't have a fucking career. And he's coming down there to hobnob with the high rollers that show up. Brock Lee. Listen, I didn't want to mention it, Brock Lee, but again, yeah, I'm sick of everyone saying. Boy. I know John's gonna be like, I'm winning because now Brock Lee's on my team. And he don't even watch Brennan's show. He told me he don't even watch Brennan's show, and he's paying me. So it's like, so that's what they do. That's what they do. Melton's like, I'm winning because why? Because I bet Kevin a bet that made no sense and he couldn't prove, and there was no consequences. But Kevin wouldn't take the bet, so I won. Watch his show and let me know how much he makes. You can go back. Doesn't he leave him up? Can you just scroll back?
Can you imagine? This is a grown man whining about super chats. A grown man angry. Now, yeah, I'm pissed that he's telling people not to super chat me. I never told Brock Lee to not super chat Kev. I just said, hey, Brock Lee, I only get 2 and Kevin gets 100. I did that with the legend too, I think. And Leo Gunn, who cares? And Dirty Deeds. I feel left out. It hurts. But Kevin, look at you crying, whining, like a little bitch that you are. If you weren't such a bitch, you would have came out of your fucking apartment and came out to talk to me. You humbara wussai. Ambara Hawassa.
maybe I'll do it. You can just, the ones he leave up on YouTube, scroll through them. When he gets a new super chat, add it up in the calculator. I'll do it myself. I don't need anybody to do it. I'll watch today's show. I'll scroll ahead. I'll count up but he's worried about my money. Again, the same thing John does. Kevin's losing because he makes so much he has to pay people and taxes. So Kevin's losing. John's winning because he makes so little he doesn't have to give any money to his kids or the government or anybody, and he doesn't have to pay for gas.
Hey, dickhead, I did college funds for my kids. Did you? I just bought my kid a car, the second car. Did you? I don't think so.
What the fuck, KB? You're not coming to AC this weekend is all. Yeah, that's what I thought. But now it's like about Brock. I mean, it's about Melton and his fucking hunchback. And do I want to watch? Do I want to like? And I know he's gonna come up to me like, "Hey, man, it's not a work. Like you really don't like me. I really don't like you. You fat fuck. You fucking humpback whale. I don't like you. You're a lying piece of shit, and whatever they do, it's always a win." Shuley won last week because he was like, that was going bankrupt was the best thing that ever happened to me. And somebody was like, yeah, Joe Matarese. Yeah, I heard it's good when you file for bankruptcy. Is it, Joe? Is that's how you show you're doing well?
Oh, you are
KB, what the fuck? You're not coming to AC this weekend. It's all about you. Just trust me. Just follow my lead. It's all going to work out. Stuttering John coming to AC was very last minute. You're dyslexic? You went to this because it looks like he's coming to California. Like that Led Zeppelin song. Anyway, Broccoli, I apologize. I apologize for dragging you into it. But
what a pussy. Pussy boy Brennan. I got to write a song about him now. Pussy boy Brennan went to a house. Pussy boy Brennan, scared as a mouse. Oh, here we go. Pussy boy Brennan, I went to his house. Pussy boy Brennan is scared as a mouse. He's a Barry who was sad. 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 Boom. Pussy boy Brennan, I went to his house. Pussy boy Brennan, scared as a mouse. Pussy boy Brennan, a little wussy. Pussy boy Brennan, probably get no pussy. Pussy boy Brennan, Barry was Brennan. He's a Barry West Side. He's a Barry West Side. 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 Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. DJ BO, thanks for $2. How long without a gig before you're an ex-comedian? I have a big announcement to make. I am going to start doing comedy again. I was motivated by a police officer and his friend. And he wants me to host his event for, I don't know, it's for the police. And there's going to be like, I guess, what do you say, 300, 500 people there? So but I got to be clean, which is not a problem. So, Stuttering John's going to start working his shit out again. Here we go. The Duke does it again.
All right. Somebody told RP. Somebody told me you sent. You gave John a $225 super chat or something, and you're insulting me with $5. Are you serious?
Oh.
And then
Wait a second. Hypocrite. Hypocrite Brennan. Thank you, legend. Because there it is. Holy shit. Great job, legend. So there's Kevin, mad at me, and then he does the same thing. You can't write this shit. Kevin, what happened? What happened? Now you're saying the same thing. You can't have it both ways. Right, Vince? You can't have it both ways.
Action was, as long as it's not the Shuli Network. I didn't give a fuck. 100% true. I'll RP DM me and I'll send you the. I'll DM you. I'll Photoshop. I'll screenshot it. I've been drinking. It's Easter. Screenshot the exchange. He said RP sent Stuttering John. I'm like, as long as he doesn't send it to the Shuli Network. And he's like, okay. My wife asked me why I watch a Duke game. This is a good one. This is old fashioned. This is old fashioned funny. My wife and RP MLC legend. My wife asked me why I'm watching a Duke game with volume down. I'm listening to KB. I had to have my girlfriend. Oh, that's good stuff. That man. You're gonna become a. That's good stuff.
Oh, kiss the legend.
Even fucking beloved child be like
patronizer.
Cheers.
But it was funny. But come on, way overdone, Pinky. Your face looks more pinky than ever there. Let's see what we got here. I'm just going through the Legends clips here, because he was nice enough to get me the shit. So that's that one, and then this is where oh shit! I don't want to dox anybody like I always do. One minute, Mark, he bashes me about the legend nickname. He's the one who gave me that name. Laughed my ass off. I have more, but this is a good start. So let's watch this thing. 1 minute, Mark. All right. Stop screen. Go there. Go there. Go there. Go there.
MLC legend. I'm gonna give you some money back. Oh man. DM you. Oh, about John. I will super chat anyone who's an enemy of Shuli. Thank you. Shuli's wished they had me. They contacted me about writing. Thank you, MLC legend. Yeah, see, that's why he's a legend. That's why I said to the guy, I go, as long as he's not super chatting the shit network, me and John have a very volatile relationship, if I can quote Pat Dixon. But we have a very volatile relationship.
Not my fault, Kevin.
But you can give anything you want to Stuttering John as long as it's not the shit network. And anyone who's an enemy of Shuli is a friend of mine. Shuli's wish they had him, and that's probably true. They contact you. Mike Morse is a writer, he said. He says he's a writer. He teaches comedy. Jesus Christ. You can't make this shit up. The guy has never had a writing job in his life. I mean, I could teach writing. I can be I'm friends with Neil Brennan. I wrote on the SNL, and I wrote for Norm Macdonald. I have legit credentials.
So do I, dickhead.
Mike Morse is like, no, I sent in some jokes to Jay Leno. Even Stuttering John's like, huh? MLC legend, yeah, contact me. I'm officially 100% behind this. Anything you represent. Tukey.
There he goes. What a fucking hypocrite. Okay, I just got to text my daughter. Hold on. Let me see what the next one is. Hold on, let me just text my daughter. All right. Now let's see what docs it again. That's fucking Jesus Christ. I'm so stupid when I do that. All right, let's see this one. Oh, this is only 18 seconds, but that's good because I'm almost done with the show. Oh, this is where the nickname Legend come from.
The sweaty yarmulke afterwards, slumming. Sweaty yarmulke. First of all, like an MLC.
And they say I drink.
Today you became a legend. Stop, Bob.
So I guess that's when Kevin named him the Legend. Is that it? And then this is the other one. Broccoli broke. Oh no, I did that one. All right, so we have them all up to date now. So, all right. So, let me read these last super chats, and then I'll get out of here. God, I did it over 3 hours. Your mom's box skull. John, thanks for the laughs. Well, thank you. I hope you enjoyed today's show. I thought it was an extra special one. I'll put it on my Patreon and by my paywall on YouTube. So if you want, you should go there and just become. It's like what? It's $4.99 a month. Come on. Diz5, thanks for $2. Hey Don and Frog, TSN package will be amazing. If you like them, you're a fucking loser. Oh, Daniel August is back. Thanks for the 20. John, Kevin said if I give you a super chat more than $2.99, he would rate my mom. So I didn't know what to do. Well, don't you worry, Daniel August, because I mean, it's bullying bullshit. He should be ashamed that he's doing that. It's really lame, Kev. You're a fucking douchebag. But thank you, Daniel. I mean, try and fuck with someone's money, man. That's an act of violence. Just do it. It's an act of violence. Zach Holland, the cuck of the Cuddleverse. Not perfect. Unbelievable. Borgo just super chatted Kevin 200. Good for him. He never super chats me, but I don't care. Penis Wrinkle 12. We know now your plan was to stalk and then assault KB. What I say to in a private phone call doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to do it. Zach Holland, thanks for $5. Wussy Boy Brennan, what a pink little weenie. Wussy Boy Brennan, I got it. Espresso Martini. All right. I want to thank my guests today, Michael Caputo. And I knew I'm going to blank now on a name. I can't believe I'm doing this. Connor. The fuck was that name again? Was it Emily? Pretty sure. So, yeah. Anyway, I thank them for coming on today. And now I'm going to thank all the super chatters. I'm very grateful for it. I appreciate it. So here we go. The Legend, my man. Suck Deep Choka, my man. Dick 89, my man. Gino Bobina. Mike Shitty Internet Provider. Shuli's Manager, Piggly Wiggly's, my man. Hunter Biden's Crack Pipe, my man. I am Dr. Remulak, Kellen Arrest. The child actor who beat Bob Levy, my man. Gino Bobino, my man. Gino Bobina. I always fuck that up. I don't know why. Fenris Wolf, my man. Dicker, my man. Meow Mix. Galern's Missing Shirt. No Carl Soul. Ryan A. Ubiquitous US. Trick Taylor, 1983. Not Jimmy Stewart, my man. John's Gippy Halloween hand. I don't know how you made me like you, my man. Jar. Stuttering Juan. D. Trump. Velvet G. My mom's, I won't say anything else. Stuttering Juan. J. Phoenix. Reverend Billy. My man. Ozempig. Penis Wrinkle. Wah. Doghouse Riley. Diz 5. Velvet G. Noga. Jacob Ryan S. Hunter Biden's crack pipe, my man. Dirty D's, my man. Donkey Punch. ML, my man. Anthony Cumia. I don't know if I read that one. Nobody cares. Farouk. Clay Dabla, my man. Just didn't do it, my man. Put ones in the chat. Bubble Popper 24. Son of Penis Wrinkle. Danny. I'm with Stupid. DJ Bo. Your mom's box. Daniel August, my man. Not perfect. Penis Wrinkle. And Zach Holland. What's your boy, Brent? Oh, yeah. I did that. Okay. And that's it. So thank you, everybody. I'll be back tomorrow. Same time, same channel. This is Stuttering John saying, good